Gotta show him I can still rap though.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the bag like here I go again. Outside says chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8 day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my family way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me. Now I'm on my game, nothing is the same. Who am I to blame? Money made me change. Cardi in my ring when I'm switching lanes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Now I got $1 for all those rainy days. Ain't have a day off in like 80 days. I got hustles in like 80 ways. Kids if he won't take a lazy day. Wifey on me told me take a break. I keep going to the paper street. Then it's trips out to Montego Bay. If I take the job, bet I get it done. I said it before, I'm a one-on-one. I just caught some ones, only wearing ones. Fornicate the funds, money made me calm. Diamonds on your neck, bet they on your neck. You want that watch, you better rock a tech. You want that chain, you better cop a vest. You want that check, but can you make it stretch? Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car till you tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault. I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
Gotta show him I can still rap though.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the bag like here I go again. Outside says chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8 day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my family way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me. Now I'm on my game, nothing is the same. Who am I to blame? Money made me change. Cardi in my ring when I'm switching lanes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Now I got $1 for all those rainy days. Ain't have a day off in like 80 days. I got hustles in like 80 ways. kids if he won't take a lazy day. Wifey on me, told me take a break. I keep going to the paper straight. Then it's trips out to Montego Bay. If I take the job, bet I get it done. I said it before, I'm a one-on-one. I just caught some ones, only wearing ones.
The voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.
Yeah, they do. Actually, I mean, now last week they didn't because the fucking show crumpled on me, and then
I had to end the show for you.
I tune in every once in a while just to see how
what is going on, people. Yes, we are live with the Next Podcast, and I gotta say, I had to pick up my jaw from the floor. I feel so incredibly blessed right now. People hitting up the super chat right off the bat. Shout out to Drawn TJ, who started it off with a cool sticker and got everything going, and then went nuts. Absolutely nuts, brother. Thank you so much for the support. I am in absolute shock right now. Thank you so much, bro. He says, hey, would it be okay if I add you on Xbox? By the way, Xbox needs third-party games to fix this big bombshell. I suggest Test Drive Unlimited, Solar Crown, and Gotham Knights, and possibly Saints Row to win back hype. Hypothetically, they announced Rocksteady and NetherRealm join Xbox. Drawn, we are going to get into that. No doubt. And I do have a surprise special guest that will be joining us later. You do make a lot of valid points, and I definitely appreciate the support. Thank you so much, bro. In terms of the super chats as well, I got Sir X-Man here. He's giving out charity in super chat. I think he's giving this to me to give to Xbox because he says, "Here, Xbox." Here,
Bro,
Xbox.
you know what I meant. Dang it, I can't type on the keyboard.
He's like, I'm too old.
Same damn time.
He said, "Here, Xbox."
The keyboards are too new for me.
Some new glasses, brother.
Wow, guys. What a way to start off tonight's show. It has been
I brought
such
you luck, bro.
a crazy day with the news that we got today. Not only that, over the weekend, there was issues with Xbox as well, and of course, social media went and they decided that they were gonna drop napalm on social media all over the place. And then within all that, Sony announces a little bit of an investment that just seemed to go right under the rug. Nobody really wanted to talk about that. Everybody's like, they got their torches, they got their pitchforks, they're like, Xbox. And they didn't really notice what Sony kind of slid in there on Twitter and kind of put it out there. So we are going to cover that as well. Guys, before we get into the intros, if you can, do the channel a solid, do the show a solid. Definitely hit that thumbs up button. Share the show out on your favorite social media, wherever you go to talk games, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, I don't know, Snapchat, wherever you go to talk games or whatnot, and let them know that we are live. I know Pred, he might somehow get the link on OnlyFans somehow, but I don't know. I've never asked him to. But we are going in tonight, guys. Let me get into the intros, and I'm gonna start with let me start with the man that I know came from the Lone Star State, man. I have seen so many weird things pictures of things in his backyard. But you know what? He has the absolute artillery to take anything out if it comes in and threatens him. Of course, I am talking about Predator. Predator, what is going on, bro?
Is it okay to kill a spider with a grenade? I just need to know.
Well, some of
Just
the
blow up a PlayStation.
dude,
You'll
the
be
size
all
of the spider that I
Depends on
saw
how
in your
big the damn
backyard,
spider is.
it might need a grenade. To be really honest with you, that thing was huge, man.
Dude, you
Yeah,
have like
tarantula.
camel spiders in the back of your fucking.
No, I think the one you saw was a tarantula. The
Yeah.
other thing you saw was that
it?
white one was a beetle. That thing is about as big as that fucking tarantula.
Jeez. My gosh.
But yeah, man. I mean, things out here in Texas are big. That's what the ladies say.
I got you,
Nothing?
bro.
No Chuck? No? Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, man, we just need to skip these intros. So we have some topics to get into tonight. So, but I'll make it short and sweet. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, man. Next on the list, let's go up here to New England, where we are gonna actually have our first kind of like humid weekend, man. We know when it is about that time for that warmer weather over here. Like it started off cloudy and cool today, and then within a snap of a finger, all of a sudden it's like 80 degrees and the sun is shining. This is New England, and this man knows this just as much as I do. He is the creator, dare I say, inventor of hashtag Crispy Truth. It is Crispy Bomb. What is up, bro?
Bob, did you go to work today with a light jacket on?
Dude, actually, because I am moving, I took a paid personal day today, so I didn't go to work. But the funny thing was, I was moving, and I'm moving across the complex, right? So I'm moving, and I have my hoodie on. It's all cloudy and stuff, and I'm putting boxes into the truck, moving it across the complex. And dude, I'm walking back to the truck, and it went from cloudy to full fucking sunny, like, and I'm like just ripping my hoodie off at that point in time, like within like 5 seconds, bro.
So yeah, you started out with a sweatshirt on, and good on you. I started out with my work clothes on, and I didn't put a jacket on or nothing. But that's Connecticut for you. You got to look at the weather here, at least for like the short term, not long term. Long term never happens right. Short term, yeah, day before you look at the weather for the next day. Yeah, that's a good idea in Connecticut. Other than that, we got some fire topics. I mean, my God, I haven't seen, so much damage control on both sides. And, like somebody brings up a good point and then there's more damage control on the other side and vice versa. It's just like, dude, we're not getting the games we expected. Let's just stop. So we could start there. I'm sure we're going to get into it very quickly. And it's just going to be a great time. I think it's going to be awesome.
Nice, bro. Yeah, dude, I am definitely looking forward to the show. It started off with a grand slam home run. And I think with this panel right here that I'm introducing right now and our special guest later on, I think we're about to pitch a no-hitter as well. So definitely looking forward to this. And let's see, next on the list, we are doing it live, as this man would say. He is coming live from the 405, and you guys don't know it, but he used to have a full-fledged afro, complete with the pick in it and everything. I don't know what happened over time. I think it's because he has been on this show from the beginning. It is K Mega 405. What is up, bro?
No, it was just all them headboards and shit when I was sitting there putting work on them ladies.
Oh my goodness!
So I was rubbing against them headboards, so it just eventually rubbed off. But anyway, we're glad to be here, man. Gonna be short. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Drawn Together. He posted 2 more super chats. Drawn Together said, "What up, Crispy?" And then he said, "Use the PS5 to kill a spider," which I don't know who said that, but that was so I think that was Sir X Man that said that. And also Drawn Together, man. GRG tomorrow night, 8 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
All right, bro. Well, first off, it's Drawn TJ. It's Drawn TJ. Okay.
You can't get his name right.
Oh, did I say Drawn
Let
Together?
Cat
Yeah.
be country.
I
Let
fucked
him
up.
be
Let me be
country.
country, man. Let me be country. Let me be country. I'm playing NBA 2K and over here sitting here. Look, I said Drawn Together. My bad.
See-
Drawn TJ.
See, that's sign. That's a sign right there that maybe you gotta put the sticks down for just a little bit.
Oh, I will. I will. When we get to these topics,
Oh,
I will be putting
he's
it
ready
down.
to go into defense force. Is what's going on right now.
I'm
Man.
ready to teach y'all, preach to y'all the Xbox gospel.
Oh.
Go ahead. Let's go.
Yo. Anyway. Yo. Next on the list, guys. You don't know. I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm gonna share a little bit of information from this dude. This dude, he is the #1 original beta tester for Pong on Atari. That's right. He has been around. He has been playing games.
Pong was not on Atari. It was on the Magnavox system that came out first.
See,
Yep.
see,
Right.
look at that.
70
Look at that. Look at that right there.
I love how he knows that.
And on that note, that voice right there is Sir X-Man. What is up, brother?
I'm here, just chilling, hanging out with my friends, and I got one more of my friends that just joined up. Let's get it.
Oh, nice. Our guest is here. Yeah, we are. Yo,
You didn't
intros
even
are
pay
running.
attention, did you?
Intros are running longer than Crossfire right now. Let's be honest here. So nice. Next on the list, this man is from the West Coast. That is right. He has those sandals that covers his big toe. He sips his lattes with his pinky up. But when you get him mad, he turns in to the angry otter. It is Dark Optimus. What is up, bro?
What's up, man? Happy to be here. You guys didn't know I was going to be here tonight, but I was like, man, I don't want to hear this fucking damage controlling, fucking bullshit about it. No, I'm just playing.
That's what he said when he came. No, you're
No,
not
you're
playing.
not.
That's what you
No,
said
no,
when he
you're
came
not.
in, man.
He ain't playing.
He ain't playing.
No, it's gonna be a fun show, man. We got a lot of shit to talk about, so
We
let's get
are
into
about
that.
to tear you apart, Optimus. I hope you're ready for it.
I don't think you guys realize what
Your
I'm gonna
hole
say
is about to
tonight.
get a lot bigger in the
Oh,
back, buddy.
He's used to it. Hey, he's used to it. He's used to it.
Oh no. Well, all right.
Yeah, I'm used to that with Fred's OnlyFans, you know.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Hey, yo, for real. Yo,
Soundboard.
Mega, you gotta get that soundboard back, brother. You really do. We miss
You
it.
really need that
We miss it
soundboard.
as much as you miss it, bro. I'm just saying.
I know.
Oh Lord.
All right, next on the list, it is our special guest, and yes, our intros ran right into the time where he's coming on. Yo, this man has stood on the front lines with me in another show that I guest on, which is called Crossfire, man. And even taken over the front lines for me at points in time because I just couldn't even argue with some of it anymore. I have been a long time subscriber to his channel, and it is great to have him back on next podcast. Crap Gamer, what is going on, man? Is he? Oh, let me check Discord.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there he is. There
Testing.
he is.
Oh, yeah. I come on a lot of
That's
things.
a mic.
You know.
Oh, jeez.
Came in with my
Hey.
attitude.
Hey.
Where's my sound?
You can hear it now, right?
Oh yeah, you're good.
Oh, yeah,
You're
we-
good.
Okay, good. I got it worked out. It wasn't. I actually was muted, but yeah, it's good to talk about these things. I think oftentimes some common sense doesn't prevail, and it's easy. Like for me, I can sit back and look at it, and I can go, people are just crazy, like the memes and stuff. I get that some of it's funny, right? But some of it is just like way out there. So like I think that it's really good to talk about this stuff and have an open dialogue at least. But at the end of the day, it's all about the games, and I'm here to talk about these subjects because I feel like there's good topics, and I like it when there's breaking news like this because you get so many different opinions and stuff. So that's going to be fun. I appreciate you having me on the show again. It's been a long time,
Dude, it's been a while.
but I'm glad. Yeah, it has been. So I'm glad to be here doing this. Let's go.
Crap, I'm getting flashbacks to the takeover episode, man, where I stole your gameplay for the show.
I remember, man. I was like, 2,000 Shades of 2014, man.
Yo, brute force for the win, brother. Brute force.
Yes.
For the win.
Oh, you know what? I love Brute Force, man. I still have that game. It's It's a lot of fun to kind of go back and just kind of play with that. Like what's funny is, and I told you this, some people know this. So I found a Halo Reach Xbox 360 in mint condition, man. Picked it up super cheap, and I actually have been spending some time on that, just going through it, and it just amazes me how far advanced like the Xbox 360 is like so old now, but it still just adds a lot of fun to it and a lot of like value to it and stuff like that. I was just playing through it, and I've got I picked up this incredible Hawk game that like has destructibility, and I was like, whoa, this I never played this before. Or,
that game was actually fun. I played that game crap. That game was it's stupid, but it was fun.
You know what game is really fun? I don't know if you're a wrestling fan, but WWE All Stars it's so much fun. It's like an arcade wrestling game. It was just, I'm a big wrestling fan. So yeah, it plays extremely well. Like I'm just surprised by everything. And what's funny to me is the Xbox 360, even with the things that it has, like an achievements and the online still to this day and the party chats and all that stuff, is still better equipped than the Nintendo Switch in 2022. Like I still think about that sometimes. I'm like, holy crap, man! It's look, Netflix still works on there. All my videos that I've bought through Xbox
Switch doesn't even have Netflix.
It doesn't, and what's funny is all my movies, because I buy I'll buy movies and then I'll exchange them, and like if you buy a Blu-ray or a 4K Blu-ray, you get a 4K Blu-ray, a Blu-ray, and a digital copy of it. So I have hundreds of digital copies of that stuff, and it all just shows up on my Xbox 360. I was just like, holy crap, this is really cool.
I know how you can get that on your you can get that on your Xbox One also.
Yeah.
Watch out. Crap, I gotta let you know, when you start flashing back in time, Sir X-Man's ears perk up.
He knows already.
He starts getting into it, man. He
was a big time
flashbacks to the 70s.
He was a big M&C supporter back in the day, man. When we could get along. Now it's like
I missed that show, dude. I missed that show.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good show, but now it's just like even when I do Crossfire, Xbox will tell you I enjoy doing Crossfire, but it's like sometimes I walk in, it's like walking down a back alley and people are like, those are some nice shoes.
Yeah, for real.
Hell no.
I just get that look in my eye, you know what I mean? I'm like, damn.
You gotta carry the weapon.
You gotta walk the gauntlet
everywhere
to
you
join
go.
the game.
You do.
You gotta do,
I'm like, it's video games, like, damn, man, come on.
Yeah, bro, it's definitely been insane, man. And I can't wait. Oh, we are gonna start a little bit light. We are gonna start with Gotham Knights, because a couple things came out. A little more extended gameplay came out, and then not only that, but there was the announcement that they are kind of doing away, and they're not coming out with a PS4 and Xbox One version. So I am going to go to the guests first on this one. Crap, we're not getting into the main topic right yet. We're letting everybody kind of get comfortable, get into it, grab their popcorn, all that good stuff. But when it comes to Gotham Knights, now I'll tell you, when I saw it, there were parts to it that graphically looked really good when it came to the world and stuff like that. Some of it looked really off, like when it came to the cars and such. But I know that was also an in development type build. To me personally, it doesn't really catch me, but I'm the type of person, I have all the Batman Arkham series games, and I swear I've started every one and I haven't finished it. It's just something that doesn't really grab me. What did you think? What did you think by what you saw from the gameplay, and what do you think about them kind of dropping last generation's kind of like iteration of this game as well, man?
Well, I think it's good that they dropped last generation's iteration, because at the time of release, it'll be like 2 years on. So I feel like that's time. And they would have ran with last generations, but it probably wasn't running very well on like the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. So I can understand why they did that. Now, for me, I like the Arkham games. In fact, I'm probably one of the few people. Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit of story. So on Xbox 360, I bought Arkham Asylum. Then they came out with the Game of the Year edition. It had whole separate achievements, so I bought that. I bought it on PS3 and beat it again. I bought it on PS4. Bought it on Xbox One. So that game in particular, haven't beaten Arkham Knight yet on PS4. So I hop back on that, and it still looks and plays great. I'm really just like, I like that gameplay style. It's fun to play superhero games. I thought Arkham Knights. It's an interesting take. I can see why they went in a little bit different direction. Because they did come out with, I think, Batman games. I think 3 of them in a short time span.
Mm.
So I think that's probably why they're taking a break. Now I saw that the people were a little bit. The Red Hood gameplay was a little janky or whatever. You're still 5-6 months out. I think that it's probably in development gameplay. You also have to remind, and I always say this, and people think it's damage control, but any game that comes out this year would have been impacted at least somewhat from the pandemic. Like the stuff that from 2020 and 2021, that stuff is going to impact stuff that we get today and this year and probably even into next year. So I'm a little bit more, I guess, lenient about that stuff. I think that they've got time to fix it. But I also go, this is the thing. Everybody's complaining about lack of gameplay on games, but then they do it to everything. So it's not just Xbox versus PlayStation, or it could be third party. Like they tear the things apart, and they wonder why we don't get the gameplay. And like it's easy to see why. So like honestly, I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna get it. My hope. I know this probably sounds lame or whatever, but I actually hope that Phil kind of brings that into Game Pass day one. If not, I'll buy it. But I actually think that Phil probably has some kind of plan up his sleeve or something for
it's
for
funny,
the end of this year. Yeah.
It's funny you say that because Drawn TJ, he first off he dropped a bomb in Super Chat right in the beginning of the show, and literally had me stumbling for words right off the bat, beginning of the show. Again, thank you so much for the support, bro. But he even said that. He listed actually a couple games that they should go after in terms of third party to kind of get through that whole issue that we're going to talk about later. So
yeah, they're. I mean, they'll probably do something. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, it's like, trust me, I know when we get to the topic, people are gonna everybody's gonna have an opinion on it. But I thought Arkham Knights, for what it is, I think it looks good. I thought that we'll probably see more the closer we get to it. They basically were only showing some of the side stuff, and people were like, "Why does the whole thing look like side missions?" It's like they were doing side missions. You know what I mean? That's what the side missions look like. So I mean, I thought it looked cool. My hope is that we get a 60 FPS game with it. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that it is. Other than that, I like the neon and the brightness and I think it looks really good. And those guys did Arkham Origins, which is a game that I feel like doesn't get enough love. That game is actually a lot of fun. I have that on Xbox 360 and PS3, another Arkham game that I beat on both of them. And I thought they did a really good job with that. It was underrated. And I just think that it's just one of those games that really flows well, and they got the kind of the rocksteady flavor in it, but it brings something new to it as well. Like I thought they actually had even more boss fights, and I thought that they handled that story extremely well, which is an earlier take on Batman, kind of a prequel to Arkham Asylum, and I thought they did a good job with that. So I'm excited to see what they do with this game, and I'm hoping that it actually comes out, because what happens is a lot of times people complain and maybe they second guess themselves and they go, well, we'll delay it. Well, if they delay that game a few months, you're into next year. So like into this year, right at the beginning of the year, I was like, man, we're going to get Horizon, Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, Suicide Squad, Starfield, and then those games are all, like, for the most part, they're getting delayed. So what was going to turn out to be one of the best years of all time is now turning into a situation where we're getting delays, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I don't want to get into the whole delay thing just yet, but that's pretty much my take. I'm excited for it. I'm going to get it. I hope that it comes to Game Pass. If not, I'll just buy it. Bought all the. I'll probably double dip if it's good anyway. I like to play those games multiple times, and so it's always fun for me to do that. So they'll get support either way.
Nice, bro. Let's get K Meg on this. I believe from what I've seen in DMs, he might be hyped for this game as well. What do you think about what we've seen for Gotham Knights, and what do you think about them, dropping the previous generation? Like, from what I saw from the game, again, graphics, it looks really good. I didn't see anything from the gameplay wise that they would be having an issue with. Maybe it's just size and scope in terms of that, but it's a little with what's been going on, in terms of getting these new systems out there. I'm wondering, how do you feel about them dropping last generation's consoles version.
Well, I mean, first off, I mean, it's been a long time, crap. It's been a long time.
Yeah, what's up, man? How's it going?
What's up? But yeah, no, I mean, I'm cool with that. I mean, they said by 2023 that they were going to be dropping the older consoles, and so I mean, this is kind of getting us started. So yeah, no, I'm hype about it. Like I'm kind of I'm with crap on this one on the sense of like people they critique everything. Like I mean, it does this looks wrong, this looks wrong, that looks wrong. And I'm like, well, damn. I mean, when did you get into development? Like, I didn't know. Like, what's happening here? So it's like, it's almost like it's a crime to enjoy anything. And yeah, I will say that Red Hood's combat was a little stiff, but I think because he's a tank character, it is meant to be kind of stiff. I think that they're gonna tighten that up a little bit, make it a little bit more smoother. But I think overall to try to make it it's a combat game, so get it to 60. If on the Series X and PCs, things like that, to 120 frames, then I don't think that there'll be an issue about it. I think maybe the one thing why graphically why some people were expecting like this huge leap, I think the co-op aspect has something to do with that. And I think it's it's 3 or 4 player co-op for this game.
4.
It's 2-player. They confirmed the 2-player. Yeah.
Okay. So it's 2 players. So I mean, that's going to be that's probably one of those things that they had to take back resources, and it probably played like garbage on the older console. So they just went ahead and probably scrapped it. And again, I don't know. It looked fun as hell. Like I mean, seeing Nightwing jumping around, flipping all over the place, it looked good. And then if people remember the old Batman games, like he did those slide techniques as well. I mean, the one thing is like he uses cape, and so you kind of look at like the cape as is kind of maybe
like shielding that
taking your eye, shielding that slide thing. Yeah. So that could be one of the things. But I was like, it looked like the same type of combat. It's just pretty dope. Like just seeing him flip around and all these other stuff. So I wasn't displeased with it whatsoever. I think another reason was that, like with the combat, you've seen with Red Hood, dude missed doing the cool move by putting the bomb on his back and shooting it, and he missed. So I think there was a little issue there. Like dude was, whoever was playing it, he just wasn't up to snuff.
He whiffed it, man. He whiffed it. Yeah, it's pretty much what
he whiffed. He whiffed a couple of things, but still overall, like I mean, once they, some of the things that they showed was just absolutely cool. Like the customization looked awesome. The just some things I wasn't expecting to see, like when Red Hood jumped over, and I'm talking about Red Hood a lot because he's holding the gats, he's whooping ass kind of viciously. But yeah, but the way that he rolled up on the bike, kicked dude, jumped in the truck. I thought he was going to just kind of throw him out, but he kicked him through the other side of the truck. The truck flipped, all that. Like I thought that was really pretty damn awesome. But I mean, overall, I'm stoked for the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I hope to like that maybe that this might be something that will probably drop on Game Pass or something like that. But I mean, either way, I was planning on getting it and watching that game, and then seeing the Hallsworth game, or however you say that.
Hogwarts?
Hogwarts, yeah, whatever.
Hogwarts.
Whatever the hell.
I tried to help him with
the hell out of that.
I tried to help him with it. It just
didn't.
Sometimes it's hard to let him be country, okay?
I know, right?
Man, I just like she watches the hell out of those out of that Harry Potter. That's what I was trying to say first. But I'm gonna cop that because that looks so damn good.
Harry Potter and the
Sorcerer's I don't know. I'm stoked for both games, man. But yeah, no, the Gotham Knights, I think for people just going overboard, I think that's just the way the internet is just built. It's just that people just want to take everything and make it bigger than what it is.
Yeah, I know we're gonna get into it later, but K-Mega, it's something that you've said time and time again when I was like, man, Xbox needs to tease the future, and you were like, why? They're just gonna scrutinize absolutely everything that's shown anyway and kind of pick it apart, and that's not right. No matter if it's really early development build, any type of development build or whatnot, where they can go in and fix things, like people are just going to absolutely scrutinize each and every little thing. And dude, I argued with you a lot about that, and I'm still like going to hold my ground. But I just want to say I understand where you're coming from after seeing a lot of this stuff, and it's like, damn, with me, it's the joy of just seeing a new game, even if I'm like not necessarily into it. Like I like seeing what they're doing with a new game, and not every game is going to be for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But
and that's what seems to has the loudest voices are the people who aren't interested in that particular game, but they want to, all the damn time, and then for some reason, some people just like to follow that type of rhetoric. Like, I mean,
knowing they're never going to buy the game in the first place.
Yeah, and that to me, that's why when it comes to when people that stands that hate Xbox, I'm just kind of like, why would you even care what they have to say? They're not going to support anything from that brand anyway. So like, why? Why is it like that? But I'm gonna say my preaching for later.
No doubt. I want to get to Crispy on this because I'm always fascinated when like a new game comes out because everybody knows Crispy for Gears, and I think they're starting to know him for Mortal Kombat as well. But I've played golf with him. I've seen him play numerous other games, especially with his other half. You know what I'm saying? So he's not just about that Gears life, although he's definitely hardcore Gears. So when it comes to Gotham Knights, man, and kind of like the new gameplay, Crispy, what did you think? And what do you think about them kind of leaving Xbox One and PS4 behind when it comes to this game?
The last part of your question, I absolutely agree with. You are a developer. You do what you want to do.
Ooh.
Okay. And let's be honest here. Okay. You have criticisms on both sides. It's actually incredible how much people contradict themselves constantly. And it annoys the hell out of me because I'm like, at the end of the day, do you want a broken game or do you want it delayed? Which one do you want? Let's be honest here. So they're like, you know what? We're gonna leave last gen behind, like they should. I mean, and for those PlayStation, centrics, we believe in generations. Well, guess what? That didn't happen. But you know what? I'm not gonna beat it over a bush. I'm gonna say, at the end of the day, we don't believe in generations either. But we said that to begin with, and that's the difference. Okay, they're developing things for Xbox One. That doesn't mean the third-party developer needs to develop for Xbox One. And I give them WB, my God, out of all companies to go and say, we're gonna do this and we don't care. If they stick with it, which that's what I go and say, like the delays and this and that. If they stick with it, okay. It is important for the gaming industry. And I give them an absolute full-on clap, not a golf clap, a full-on clap for doing that. Because at the end of the day, we want to play next gen. We do not want to play last gen. And you know what? You could say PC, this and that. I get it. But that doesn't mean it's developed for the Series X. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have a third-party game that is developed specifically for the Series X or S, you're going to get a far better experience compared to anything else. So you look at that and you say, we have to move on at some point. And the chip shortage is there. COVID is there. We all get that. Okay. But we do have to move on. And apparently WB, who's been bought like 30 times the way we look at it, you go and say, you know what? They're like, nah, screw it. And that, as long as they stick with it, that means something to me. And I say, you know what? We do have to move on. I have the Tower of Power sitting in front of me. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Like, why bother with other things? Now, that's selfish, of course. But at the end of the day, is it wrong? And that's the way I look at it.
All right, I got you, bro. I got you. I love the Tower of Power reference. I also love the fact that our brother Dirt Griggity is hitting up the super chat. What is up, bro? It is good to see you in the chat, man. Love your show. Love your channel. All that good stuff. I hope everything's I hope everything is doing really well with you, man. But he says, "What's up, y'all?" He's like, "I was mad earlier, but now I'm cool." He's like, "Did Xbox make a good decision delaying the games now instead of at the showcase?" And he was like, "Is that the crap gamer?" Yeah, bro. You got the
It
crap
is.
gamer. He's here. He's here to talk about this stuff with us, man. Enjoy the show and thank you so much for the support. Predator, man. Gotham Knights, man. What do you think about the new gameplay? And then, of course, what do you think about them dropping last generation in terms of consoles?
I mean, I don't have a problem in dropping last gen. That's, I mean, like at some point we
You
got to
guys
move
are
on.
all
You know,
greedy assholes, is what you are. You're
I
like,
mean,
yeah, we got the system, so it's all right.
I mean, how long has this shit been out? I mean, I get that it's kind of hard to find, but I mean, like, step your fucking game up, like, you know, like, like if you're still playing on three, I mean, like, not, I mean, obviously if you're still playing on 360s because you want those older games, but like if that's your purpose of staying on the 360 is to not get the new systems, like that's completely different. Like the move, because I remember like when the Xbox One came out, like there were still people with 360s, like a lot of people still using 360s, and like just let's move on, guys. Like we're beyond that at this point, especially you know when they're not going to make games for it anymore at some point. And both companies kind of come out and said like, look, we're going to move on from this shit at some point. So that drop dead date's coming, you know, and so just get ready for it. And I expect that to happen with. I mean, I think God of War for PlayStation 5 is the last one they're making, correct? On the PS4, and they're moving on.
Yeah.
And so, like, I mean, it's just time. Like, the only thing we need to worry about now is supply. You know, get the systems out there so people can get what they want. But I have no problem with them now. And then plus, it's like, you know, when you're doing, look at it this way. Every game that's came out on multiple systems since you know the PS5 and the Series X have come out have looked like shit. Like, like they're unoptimized. Even the games that should have been probably like you know not put on those consoles. Like let's see, Battlefield. Let's see.
Somehow, some way,
I'm still
Battlefield
pissed off.
always gets
I'm still pissed off
referenced
about that.
every episode.
Why are you
man.
breaking my heart right now? Chris?
What was the other one? Oh fuck, Cyberpunk. Like they ran like shit. I mean, like let's go, let's move on. Like if nothing in your mind, if you're still playing on Xbox One, and nothing in your mind made you think that you need to move up and upgrade, like play those two games. That'll change your mind. Play that on your One X. I mean your Series X, your Xbox One. You know your PlayStation 4. They look like trash. I mean, like they play like trash. So like and then hell, Xbox, you can contest to this. When you had your Xbox and you're trying to play these older games, you're like, this is some bullshit. Because when you got Series X, you're kind of like, oh my god, this is so much better. You know, like it's just time to move on.
When I got my
We know
Series
we got to bring it up
S,
every goddamn show.
when I got my Series S, man, that was great, yo. Especially Forza Horizon 5, man, looked absolutely fantastic. I am not. I am always going to be in the Series S corner when it comes to it. I think that is a very capable little machine, and it is great for people who don't necessarily care about all like the graphical bells and whistles. But saying that, playing on the Series X now, it's just that much better. All right.
Imagine if you'd have made that bump from the One to the Series X.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? Like you had the gradual change.
Like Sir X-Man, yeah.
I did.
Well,
yeah,
no,
like
he was
most
playing on
of us
PC
did.
a lot,
The
But,
S. No. He was on the Xbox One S.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was
And
on
now
an
he's
S for a while.
transformed
That's
over
why I was
to
saying that
the-
earlier.
Most of my stuff I could play on this powerful.
That's why
ass
he was on
PC.
PC. Shit.
Yeah.
But
And as far as the gameplay that I saw, and again, I mean, I think the last Arkham game I played was probably the first one.
dude, they basically gave all of them away at one point. It was like $5
Yeah.
or so at some like.
I'm just not.
I took
To
them
me, I'm
all.
just not good. I'm not into video game. I'm not video. I'm not into DC and Marvel video games. I've never been into them like that. I don't know what it is. I watch the shows and stuff like that, but it's like the games I've never really been into. Like, that's why I couldn't get into Spider-Man. Even like some of the older stuff back in the day, I could never get into it. I'm just not. I guess I'm not into that that culture, that comic book culture like that.
Okay.
So I mean, like, Wolverine's my favorite character of all time. But like, I watched that
great
shit.
game. Did you ever play it though on your
What?
360? The Wolverine on your 360?
No,
It was,
I didn't.
man, it was one of the most incredible games for a hero.
I've never been into that. So like, I mean, I'm looking at, and a lot of it too is probably because I'm not in the comic book scene like that, where I care about the characters enough to give a shit. So so when they do, when they start talking about the lore and stuff like that, I'm just lost. I mean, my only comics I ever bought in my life, I bought Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I still have the very first and second comic book of that series. But that's it. I've never really been into that kind of stuff. So like, I mean, that's just me though. But I'm gonna get. Would I play it? Maybe. I just don't know if I'd enjoy it. This is not my cup of tea. I mean, I will say this though. I did enjoy. Which one was the first Batman Arkham series? Was that
Arkham Asylum? Yeah.
I did enjoy that though. That was actually a really good game. I played the shit out of that though. Like when you had that little part where you had the scarecrow and shit, you're trying to hide from him because he's trying to find you and shit.
Yeah.
I thought it was creepy as fuck, but I never got into the rest of them after that. I don't know why. I just, even though I had a good time with the game, I just never got into it. Like it was like never like a first purchase for me. Either, you know me, I'm a shooter guy, so like if it's not got guns and shit in it, I'm probably not gonna play it too much. But I mean, I didn't. I mean, looking at it from the surface, I didn't see any problem with the gameplay. I mean, like Crap said, it's like 5 months out. They'll fix all the little bugs you guys are looking at now. So. I mean,
what game doesn't release with bugs anyway nowadays? To think about it, like we could talk about them all we want, but the people who are interested in the game are gonna buy the game when it comes out.
Yeah, they're gonna buy the game just because the name alone. Like some people are just gonna buy it because it's Batman and they love Batman. So I mean, just the name recognition is gonna get people to buy it. I'm sorry, I was playing Trek the Yomi earlier on my Steam Deck.
Oh yeah, I forgot you got one of those, man. Listen to this PC elitist over here. I swear. Speaking of PC elitists, let's get Sir X-Man in on this, and then we can get to more of the more volatile kind of like
you're
topics.
just gonna forget about me.
Dark?
You're just gonna forget about me.
Hey, Dark, you didn't even tell me you're coming. But no, I'm just playing. No, I'm going.
That's true. I didn't tell you I was coming around.
Dark, just for that, Dark, you are back of the line. Dark, you are back of the line, and I'm not sure if I'm even gonna ask you. Okay, that's what is happening right now.
Now you talk. Now you sound like a host.
Yo, Sir X-Man.
Been part of this podcast for how many years?
Oh man. Yo, Sir X-Man, what do you think about what we've seen from Gotham Knights so far, and what do you think about them dropping last gen consoles for this game, bro?
Well, I mean, like everybody said, it has to start sometime, man. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother my backlog is so long, man, that if the game has to be delayed,
wow.
If the game has to be delayed, it's no big deal. So I when it comes out, I'll either get it or not get it. I listen to other people and what they really think about it, and then I probably will jump on it. If I see enough of my friends playing it and they're playing it for a long period, I'll go on and grab it. So I'm starting to develop my game time. So
Sir X-Man, the more you talk, the more I realize having you and Predator on the same show, you give Predator fuel. Just by talking the way you do, I
fuel, get him fired, get him that what he desires. Okay,
yeah.
But that's Metallica. Okay, Meg, I just want.
Oh hell no! I don't know.
I knew that.
That's too heavy metal for K.
Don't worry, Sir X-Man.
He likes Leonard Skinner.
You know what? Of all y'all talking about delayed, I just want to get my point out. You don't have to answer me when you get to the next round. I got an opinion on this real quick. Even before the pandemic, we were dealing with delayed games. It happens. The pandemic has blown it up a little bit more and made it harder. But we've been, with this generation and the previous generation, we've been dealing with delayed games for quite a while. Everyone should be used to it by now. Everyone should be used to games being postponed. There should not be this much of an uproar. It happens. So let it go. Let them finish the game and let them get it right. All right, people out there.
He said, "Let it go," even though that is never gonna happen.
Don't you start quoting Frozen.
That is never gonna happen, Sir X-Man. People out there are not gonna let it go. It's funny because a lot of people that are in outrage are people who don't even have no interest in Xbox anyway. But
those are the people that play Call of Duty every year, right? They want to say something.
Hey, you can't talk about Call of Duty with our special guest here. Our special guest is a Call of Duty
I know
fan.
he's a Call of Duty fan. I know, but I'm just saying I'm not trying to throw no shade at nothing. There you go, trying to expand me out there again.
All right. Well, let Sir X-Man. On that note, let's get over to the what Cali.
Wow, that was shorter. Really? That was shorter than what Kenny Libby talked.
Really? I thought you said after that. Really, I thought you said after that you were passing it along, dude. I'm trying to moderate the best I can right now. Give me a break.
Wow, bot. Wow.
But
see the love.
What Cali is calling the fake Californian.
Whoa.
When it comes down to it, and how long do you have to be in California before you're a Californian? Because I believe Dark moved there from the middle of the country at one point in time. But Dark, what do you think about Gotham Knights, man? I know there's a co-op element to it, and I know you're a closet gamer. You don't like anybody in your games. You play them by yourself. But what do you think about that and them kind of dropping the PS4, Xbox One editions? They're not making those now.
Well, you know what the funny thing is?
What?
WB did that last generation too.
With what? Do you remember what game?
Dying Light.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Shoot! Look at that, bringing facts. He is bringing facts.
So they've always been kind of so who believes in generations now? Let's just say that. I'm ecstatic for this game, man. Honestly, I can't wait. I don't know why people were fucking dogging it and shit. I don't fucking get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. What I saw, maybe I need glasses or something, but I'm pretty sure I don't because I work in film and I don't
Nobody said anything.
Be able to have good eyes. Nobody cares.
About it.
But and I just don't get why people just were dogging on this game. I'm just like, man, this game looks fucking awesome. I can't wait. I know who I'm probably going to be playing as. It's probably going to be Batgirl because I like her moveset.
Well, don't you dress up like her?
Yep, I dress up like her for Halloween. Every Halloween.
No,
guys. Halloween is Dark's reference to every other Tuesday. By the way,
true.
I just want to let you know that.
That is true. This is the truth. I can't say how much I'm excited for this game because I think because Arkham Origins was one of my favorite games on the 360 when
it is.
The bosses really those bosses in that fucking game were just so freaking fire, man. The one I remember the most is Deathstroke, and that was such a freaking awesome boss level. It was just so cool. So I'm excited for this. I think they have something really. I think they have something that Rocksteady doesn't have, and that's a little bit more of a better way of telling stories. So this is definitely right up my alley, and I'm probably gonna get it day one. I'll probably buy it more than likely, just because I want to have it.
Well, I hope you would buy it because you want to have it, man. That's usually a good reason to buy it.
If it does come to Game Pass, I'm saying if it comes to Game Pass, I'm not gonna just play it on Game Pass. I'm gonna probably buy it.
Throwing that Game Pass shade. Now I see what's going on, bro. Now I see what's going on.
I'm not gonna throw shade at it.
Xbox anymore. How's he gonna play it on Game Pass?
I gotta ask.
I just got my Series X.
I gotta ask.
Oh, you did? Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh, Series X.
I know, right? I'm shocked, right?
Oh
yeah.
shit. All right. Well, I gotta ask our special guest real quick. Yo, crap. How does it feel to actually be on a show where people are agreeing to what you are saying right now when it comes to certain games and stuff like that? I know it's been rough lately, so it's gotta feel good, right, man?
Yeah, it's weird because it's some of it is just common sense, and people are just agreeing to common sense, which is good. And then it's like, well, you're in that DM with me and Jay and them, so
that's so
like
fun.
there's no common sense in there whatsoever, right? Like I've been like all day, like he's like, imagine not having any exclusives for the rest of the year. I'm like, unacceptable for there to be a console with no exclusives confirmed for the rest of the year, which by the way, PlayStation 5 has none from the first party confirmed either. So, it's yeah, exactly. So I mean, listen, and they did drop GT, and that's whatever, and Horizon, and that's fun. But I'm just saying, like everybody should keep these things in perspective, but everybody's just like freaking out, like the hatred, and then like even like you click on the thing when Phil's like, hey, we're sorry, but we're gonna try to do better and things like that. People were just like super like mean, you know what I mean? Like mean, and and I even get some of the jokes, but I just thought that people were maybe taking things a little bit too far. It's video games, so it's like I don't understand the things have really got out of hand today.
It's like the Anchorman meme. Like things really
it's like that's like it escalated very quickly. I'm disappointed. Like it's okay. I'm disappointed. I didn't see any Xbox people damage control it. Everybody was disappointed, but also like, what do you want people to do? Like throw their Xboxes out, and I don't understand what people wanted, like the reaction that people wanted from it. I'm disappointed, but hey, I'm not gonna toss my Xbox away, and I
think that's exactly what they wanted. And guys, we are going to get into it now, because the big news of the day today was Bethesda came out and issued a statement on social media, letting people know that Redfall, that's a game I'm really excited for. I know a lot of people are looking forward to Starfield, but I right now my interest is more peaked for Redfall than Starfield. And I know that might be blasphemy to some people, but it's just how I am, man. I'm a different type of gamer sometimes. Not as different as Dark Optimus, but I am a different type of gamer sometimes. And
yeah, man, I like movie games, bro. You know that.
yeah, interactive movies. But Redfall and Starfield are now delayed until the first half of 2023. So for the people out there talking about Starfield coming out November next year and stuff, obviously they are not reading what is being said, because they said the first half of 2023. Now, when you look at this, I know at least Starfield, that's one of the major titles that was coming out this year. It was something that a lot of people were looking forward to, and it's definitely one of the games that if I were a betting man before today, I would have possibly bet money that this game was coming out, because we all know the way Bethesda does things.
They said that it was set in stone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like they must have really felt like they couldn't polish it up between now and November. Which is unfortunate, but at least I think like with Starfield, it was very unexpected. But I like the one complaint that I do have is I would have liked to have been more in the loop with Redfall, because that was supposed to come out this summer and we hadn't even seen anything from it. And so I would have liked to known a little bit more about it. They could have been like, well, we're going to give you a little bit more information, maybe some gameplay, but also some bad news. We're going to have to delay it. Instead it just kind of came out of nowhere, where we were kind of left thinking like, what's going to happen here? Starfield, I expected them to follow their protocol, show the gameplay at the equivalent of E3 and release it later that year. That's what they do. Right, that's a Bethesda thing. So I kind of expected that. The other thing that I would say is, Bethesda is running themselves. I know a lot of people want to kind of put 343 their hangups on the other studios or consider it mismanagement. But Bethesda had delayed Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop. It's not, and those games both turned out fine. I mean, they're not my cup of tea, but they turned out fine and better for the delay. I would rather have a delayed game than a, buggy Cyberpunk 2077 situation, because that's hard to beat that stigma. And the main thing that I'll say is, because if you're on social media and you see the tweets and like the fanboys on both sides and stuff, it's like Microsoft is damned if they do, damned if they don't. If they rush and release a game and it's broken and it gets a low score, people are going to say, oh, Game Pass fodder, it's not worth it. Xbox sucks, they can't put out good games. And if they delay it, they say Xbox has no games. So what exactly, like, this was my question, like, what exactly did people want them to do? Like, you're really caught between a rock and a hard place, and it's unfortunate. But the main point that I kind of pointed out as well was all the games that are coming from Sony's first party this year were games that were supposed to come out last year.
Oh,
so I mean,
that's actually very true.
Every single one of them, every one of them. So I like it's funny to me that it kind of goes one way or the other, and it's like people should be, I think, a little bit more understanding. Like, listen, listen, I had my troubles with Xbox, man, 2 years, and I was angry all the time and stuff. That stuff gets to you, and you can't, like, video games are supposed to be fun, and I had kind of an epiphany where I was like, I can either stop playing Xbox and just get over it, or I could just have fun and go back to it, and I did. I'm having fun playing Xbox. I'm playing third-party stuff. I'm enjoying, I got kids, they're playing Game Pass. It's saving me money. Like, yes. I see that now as opposed to previously where I'm just like, originally, like, I wasn't finding much on Game Pass. But, of course, when they're going to come out with next year could look, and this is just a hypothetical, we don't know for sure, but it looks like it could be a situation where we see a Starfield, Redfall, Avowed, Hellblade 2, Contraband, right? Those are games that are all supposedly could come out next year. That's 5 big games that could be released on Game Pass. I get that it's a bad situation this year and it sucks. But I think it sucks for a lot of people. Like, if you're a Nintendo fan, no Zelda. If you're, who knows what's going to happen with God of War. I want to see God of War, but if it's not going to be up to what the first game was and they need to delay it, then by all means, that sucks. But you understand it, right? So I just think that people are very quick to kind of like, I saw people celebrating it, which I think is weird. Like, the delay, like, you're celebrating this
because they were,
scared. What I mean?
They were scared about that game, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, I want to see it polished. Bethesda games tend to have bugs, so people are going to complain either way. I'm glad that they're taking time to go out there and, and fix it, make it right. People look. The whole argument that Game Pass is lackluster games or whatever. I feel like Microsoft has improved the quality of their games. Yes, not all of them are exclusive. If you look at stuff like Psychonauts 2, but that stuff is quality over Recore, or what I mean, some of those other games that they've released Crackdown 3, right? And I'm not saying that you can't enjoy those games. I'm just saying the quality to me is much better with the stuff that they're putting out now. And even like the Death Loops and stuff, that's on PlayStation right now, but that quality is much better with what Microsoft Studios are releasing, and that's going to be a good thing. You can't release poor quality games and expect people to subscribe to you. So this whole fallacy that having stuff in a service is going to lower the quality, I don't buy it, because nobody's going to subscribe to your service if you have crappy quality. So realistically, Microsoft knows this. They're investing. That's why they've been like, listen, one of the things that kind of got me thinking that Microsoft was back on board, which is what I wanted. They bought Bethesda, right? They bought, ZeniMax, and then they bought Activision. Like, what more proof do people need that they're in it on the game front, right? And I get that Call of Duty won't be exclusive, but it's nice that that's a game that I enjoy every year and buy every year is going to be included, and I can play that on Xbox. Not only that, but I have friends that like Call of Duty but get tired of buying it every year. So they're in Game Pass. It'll be in Game Pass that they won't have to buy it anymore. They can play it. It's in there. It's a win-win. I'll be able to play again with my friends. And I think that that's going to be like an added bonus, right? Like, those games are going to be in there. So I think Microsoft is on the very much a right path. That's a bonus. The Call of Duties, the Overwatch 2s, the Diablos, and I think that's going to be awesome. I think I would love to see what Microsoft is going to bring back with some of those other studios and some of those IP that they have. I'm excited for it. And I'm excited for what PlayStation has. I don't understand why there's like this, like, people are just like, it's like a crazy house today. It honestly was.
It was. It definitely was.
Geez, what I mean? It is.
It's some of the craziest shit today, man.
I did too, man. It's crazy. It's like, just like people. It's almost like Idiocracy. I don't know how many people have seen that, but I love that movie. And there's the movie, like I own it, but like there's a courtroom scene where he's explaining everything, and then they all laugh at him and call him names, right? He like explains everything perfectly, and they make fun of him. Like, that's how I feel a lot of the times. Like, I'll explain things perfectly, very eloquently, and people are like, crap gamer, you flip-flop. Like, that's what they'll say. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, what about the just 10 minutes that I just explained talking talk. We don't care about that. You flip flopper. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I got you. You know what I mean? So
I said this to somebody real quick. And in a podcast, I put it in a super chat. I was like, if I was Hello Games, I would advertise. Well, if you're waiting for Starfield, you can come and play No Man's Sky right now. It would be the same thing. He was like, no, I don't want them to do that. Technically, they could say that.
I mean, technically, I mean, that would be kind of like
that would be a slap in the face.
No, it'd be good marketing for Hello Games,
it would be.
To be honest with
you.
Yeah,
it would be.
You take what's currently kind of like trending out there on social media, and if you can veer people towards your game, I mean that is a good market.
That's a big hit.
But I do gotta say what Crap Gamer said about damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like that is absolutely true when it comes to this. I feel like with all the positive momentum that Xbox has been gaining, you saw, in terms of getting consoles out there, you see the popularity of Game Pass, you see everything growing, and I think a lot of that had to do with you're looking into the future and all the games that are announced, and people were looking towards Starfield.
I do want to say one more thing though. Okay, like people are fighting last year's war, and that's a line that I get from this book that I read years ago. It's like it just means like. Like I get that the whole waiting game that sucks, and Microsoft has done that a lot before, but it's different when they had 5 studios versus 25 studios and soon to be 35. Yeah, it's like it's
exact same thing in the DMs today.
Yeah, it's such a difference. Like there's 13 or 14 games already announced. They're coming. They're not playing tiddlywinks, folks. Also, like everybody is so mental health first. No crunch. Well, it's like, what do you like? So the games are going to probably take a little bit longer now, right? Yeah. Like these are things that we're going to have to deal with if we want people to have good mental health and we want these studios to have good working, healthy environments. This is just we're gonna have to deal with. Like it's gonna take a little bit longer.
You can't win for losing. You can't.
I'm gonna address Albert G real quick 1 second because he says that people on this podcast said that Starfield was gonna be Game of the Year. I don't remember anybody on this fucking podcast saying that. I'm just saying.
I mean, I've been an advocate.
We didn't even know what it was. But some of us are excited for it. And I'm pretty excited. I mean, I'm like I want to play it. I mean, of course, who doesn't want to play it? It's Starfield, sci-fi. Like, who doesn't want to play it?
They explained it. Yeah, they explained it as a Han Solo simulator or Skyrim in space. Skyrim is one of my all-time favorite RPGs. So that to me made me excited. I understand that we don't technically know what it is, but anytime you start talking about Han Solo simulators or Skyrim in space, that's a very attractive prospect. I think that's why people.
Now, let's all be honest. There's no way nothing's beating Elden Ring this year. I mean, so even if it came out, I haven't played Elden Ring, but considering what everyone says about it,
I'm not going to say all that. I'm not going to say.
We're going into June, Sir X.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, Elden Ring would definitely be.
I think that's but since the game has gotten delayed. So it really does get out of contention.
We got too many damn people in here. I got to make my point. So let me go ahead and make it.
I was gonna say,
what happened when I
was sorry, Your Highness.
It's good for.
It's like, Sir X. You go stand on your square.
Right.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's good to come back and get back on the right side of the team. But I got to go ahead. But you know what I'm saying? He's talking too much. I got to get away.
What I'm going to say is when it comes to this topic, I was going to kind of like open it up more. So it's, we're going to show how professional we are.
Okay. Oh, we're going to go old school. So everybody just coming through in.
So if somebody says something you want to respond to, stuff like that, we're going to show how professional we are. And I'm going to listen to see who doesn't
Fred or anybody else talk, and then I'll jump in. And when Sir X-Man open his mouth again, I'll just cut him.
Who closed that show for you last week because your mic didn't work?
I'll hold my tongue.
K-Mega, like, you go ahead and start it off. We heard Crap Gamer, and Crap, feel free to chime in, wherever as well on this, because this is like a big topic. We do have a big panel here. I want to try to get everybody in there. I'm going to be listening to see who might not get their points in. So, Crispy, of course, Dark, you guys just get in on it. But K-Mega is chomping at the bit right now. So start it off, man. How do you feel
But I'm giving
about this?
everybody a hard time. I mean, this is. I think this is a really good discussion overall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like Crap kind of nailed a lot of things that I was thinking is in what I was saying, like in the DMs today. You know, we're sitting here, we're talking, and it's a fail. How is a delay a fail when we got delays multiple times every year? Like cancellation is a problem for me, but not a delay. We've been through too many to have people acting the way that they have been acting. Yes. See, another problem is that people get out here, start capping, they start talking that shit, and then next thing you know, something happens because they've been talking too much shit, and then they mad about it, but they're gonna take it out on the company. No, nobody in this panel sit here and really talked up Starfield to that degree. We had the potential of it. I've said this a million times. Like, I want to know more about this game. I want to be as hype as so many other people are about this game, but I haven't seen enough to know anything about it. Now, saying Skyrim in space, now I haven't beat Skyrim. I love those type of games, but that sounds like a big, huge, humongous title that's going to need a lot of work, a lot of TLC. So for them to put it back in the oven and to let it come out perfect or somewhere near perfect, they have no choice really but to do it, because if you think about it, their last big title that was a fail was Fallout 76. And you don't want that to happen to this game, especially as the media has touted it. You got people who don't know about it as touted. You got people that got some kind of idea about it who's touted. You got insiders who everybody's talked about Starfield for the last 2 years. You know, and obviously if Sony was trying to get a timed exclusive rights to it, obviously the game had some kind of significance in order for that game to be talked about to the degree that everybody's been talking about it. But if that game comes out broken in any way, shape, or form, and then especially after what happened with Cyberpunk, you know what's going to happen. So what would you rather have? The scrutiny of just giving a little time? We talked about this with Halo Infinite, the multiplayer. The multiplayer should have came out around this time. Take your L's, whatever the people want to say. Let the haters sit here and say what they're going to keep continuing to say about Halo. And then when you drop the game at this point in time with enough content for a lot of people to sink their teeth into, this would have been perfect. Because if you had to hold this game back and Redfall back, then by the time that we get to season 2, season 3, or whatever, then we would have so much content within Halo that could soften the blow. And then for whatever else that's going to be announced coming out this year. Like, people keep thinking that this is going to be the last thing that Xbox is going to have for this year. We don't even know if Stalker might surprisingly come out of hiding, and since there's people
the developers they
It
relocated.
still has that December 8th release date. It still has that December 8th
Scorn
release
is happening, by the way.
Yeah, Scorn is going to be there.
October.
I have no doubt in my mind. I mean, I'll take the L if
I could see that in October for sure.
Yeah, but I could take. They announced it. Yeah, October or something. They said 22nd, 17th, something like that for Scorn. But
it's a good Halloween game.
But Motorsport is going to definitely come. I just see that drop, and we don't know. I mean, Stalker might not come out this year, but you never know. There could have been other reasoning behind.
There's just a lot of reason.
There's a lot of things. I mean, you know that big picture with all those guys there together. For Aaron Greenberg and Phil and all them and Todd Howard and all those guys and ladies out there. They probably made the decision then. You know what I'm saying? And look, I'm still going to be excited for June 12th. I mean, this is the thing that bothers me more than anything.
I'm actually more excited for June 12th now, because now I'll actually get a chance to see Starfield before it comes out, because they're going to have it there, like some type of demonstration in terms of gameplay, even if they're polishing and stuff like that. If they take a vertical slice, they're going to polish that up to what they expect that game to be when it comes out. We'll see more Redfall gameplay wise. Right. I can almost guarantee that now. Dude, when it comes to motorsport, because you're tugging at my heartstrings there, man. Like, everybody's like, well, now there's no games coming out this year. I'm praying like I wanted Forza
How is there no
Motorsport.
games coming out this year? Like
AAA
no.
first party is what they're saying.
No. See, that shit is stupid to me. It's irrelevant. This is the thing about today's gamers. And yeah, I'm pointing at all you motherfuckers.
Oh,
They're all of you. There's no consistency. Because 1 minute we sit here and we come out and we say, well, let the games be developed. We don't want broken games. But then when they delay the game, then we have a segment of gamers that always bitch and complain. Then on top of that, then you got gamers that come out on one side that constantly bitch and moan about how bad Xbox is this, Xbox is that. Then you have Xbox gamers, especially these new generation Xbox gamers, which I love the sassiness, don't get me wrong. But then you're becoming what people constantly say that they hate about the PlayStation game. And that to me, it's you know what I'm saying? Look, nobody in the 360 era was giving two shits about what first party was coming, because as long as we looked into those tiles that popped up and seen new games or seen a commercial or went to GameStop or wherever and seen games available, we was like, oh, this is a new game. And then my other point on top of this, we all got a backlog if you're a real gamer. And old games feel new if we have never played them before.
That's what I've been saying.
They let people get into this. You know what? Last week on GRG, I had to, big shout out to One Bad Mother and Ham Solo and Sir X-Men and everybody else who was in there.
You had OBM on last week?
Yeah, we were talking Halo. When we talk about Halo,
shoot! Shout out to OBM.
Don, man. Don cracks me up, dude.
And so the one problem here is that, like, I try not to let the outside noise affect me, but I call myself it affecting me, because we was talking about the Fury situation, where Xbox gamers was getting upset because that game, the DLC wasn't going to Xbox.
Hold on, what game?
I'm a person, Fury.
I still don't know what game, so move on.
Fury. It's called Fury.
Yeah, well, the game came out in 2016. It came out before Game Pass.
Yeah, no, it was kind of like a sarcastic little sneer at.
I got you, right? But and then people were bitching at. I'm like, well, go buy the damn game. The game is still available. And so I went into this point of saying, like, the game is available. If you want that DLC that bad, show them, prove it to them. Go buy the game. Go support it. And so it's been on sale multiple times. And then on top of that, like I was bringing up the point about, like, hey, when there's a game and I post something or I say something about it, then people hit me up on Xbox, DMs, whatever, and they're like, oh man, is it on Game Pass? And I said, man, just why does it matter if it's on Game Pass? And I just buy the damn game, get supported. And then so everybody had to reel me back in, like, so Game Pass is, so why? You think that people can't jump on Game Pass and just get the game? I mean, maybe they're excited for it and they just want to get it on Game Pass instead of spending the money for it. And then it hit me. I'm like, you know what? I thank you guys for reeling me in, because I've seen so much hate and constant bashing about this that I almost fell into that trap. And that's what a lot of us gamers have done by looking at this goddamn filth all the time, falling into the trap. It's a trap. Xbox got no game. This don't have no games. That don't have no
Admiral
games.
Akbar.
Trap. I'll do that. Yeah, it is a trap. And so that's the biggest problem here, is that everybody is so inconsistent. While gaming is inconsistent its damn self, because we always we can go all the way back to when Death Stranding was announced in 2015, 2016? And then
that fucking shitty ass game.
Oh wow!
Right. Like,
wow.
I love playing on PlayStation, but that fucking game sucked. All right, fuck that game.
There's been delays from.
You know what?
If it's one thing between the delay.
PlayStation gamer.
Yeah, he's a PlayStation guy. Like
right. If there's one thing about a damn delay, but there's a difference about cancellation. Now, if you're telling me that any of these games is getting canceled, then I'm definitely being in an uproar. The only time that we should bitch about any game or be upset is when the game comes out and it's not a good game. It doesn't play well. It's broken. It's not satisfactory. That's what I'm 100% for on that level. But when we ain't even played the game, hell, we ain't even seen Starfield. We ain't even seen Redfall. And people are already falling for the okie doke. That bothers me too. And it's just one of those things to me is like, I get it. It's disappointing and it's okay to be disappointed. But the rhetoric that's been in the venom, I mean, rat goddamn poison has been spit out, and people are just like, this is not, Xbox is reverting back. No, they're not. Do you know what they went all out to buy all these studios? And if they get Activision, just think about all the rest of those games that's going to be available. So I think people just need to pump the brakes, be upset for a hot minute, turn on your goddamn consoles, get to it, and keep it moving.
The funny thing
Didn't
is,
Sony delay all their first-party games last generation?
Yeah, they did. The funny thing is, when I saw this
last year.
When I saw this on this morning, when I saw this, I was like, "Oh fuck!" God,
you already knew the dumpster fire.
I knew, dude. I knew the PlayStation. I knew the PlayStation fucking fan base, the ponies, the ones who are like so fucking into PlayStation that they can't get their fucking head out of their ass and fucking play something else.
Talk like a human being, right?
They yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, like. I knew exactly as soon as I heard this, I was like, "Oh fuck, this is going to be some fuckery today," and sure enough, and it was. Sure enough, it is, dude. And that's the biggest thing is that like we're sitting here, we. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, am I upset that the game got delayed? A little bit, but I'm like thinking to myself, like, would I rather have a delayed game or a shitty game? I'd rather have a delayed game than that. You know, like, I mean, we know Bethesda's pedigree. We know that they've come out with buggy games in the past. I don't want to see that.
So maybe they're trying to change that whole thing.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, is that they're trying to change that. They're trying to make it better. Does it sting a little bit? Yeah, that now we don't know what's coming for Xbox, but we don't know what's coming for PlayStation later on this year anyways. Yeah, it stings a little bit. But guess what? June 12th is right around the corner. So yeah, I'm sure they're going to announce some shit. I'm sure they're going to say some stuff. I'm sure they're going to be like, "Hey, we're coming out with Forza this year. We're coming out with this.
Dude,
we're coming out with that."
Stop playing with my heart like this, people.
I'm telling you, dude. I almost guarantee. Well, maybe not guarantee it, because they did come out with Forza Horizon 5 last year. So I would say we are definitely going to see something from Motorsport this year. We're going to see something from Motorsport this year, and we're definitely going to see more scoring. We're going to see more. We're probably going to see gameplay from Redfall. You know, which I honestly, Bot, I'm with you on that one. I'm more excited for Redfall than I am for
an open world vampire hunting game with special powers.
Yeah, dude.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Screw that game. I want Indiana Jones.
Yeah, no, I want to see that too.
Well, hold on. Crazy,
let me ask you this question then, guys. Then what is going to happen? Are people going to have that same energy if God of War gets delayed yet again?
No, because
they're not. They're going to be like,
you know why?
They're going to get so fucking quiet, dude. It's not even funny. They're going to be so quiet.
Hold on, real quick. You know why they're not? They're going to point to the beginning of the year and be like, well, Horizon Forbidden West and Gran Turismo 7 came out. That's what they're going to say. They're not going to have that same energy, bro.
Exactly, dude. They're going to say that same shit. I want to be like, I'm going to be laughing. I want to be like, so wait, you don't want God of War to come? Wait, what? Like I want all these. I want all these experiences, because I think it's better for everybody, because guess what? We get to play. That's the good thing about being a gamer. We can play anywhere, anytime, and enjoy these experiences. I do feel bad for the people who do just play on one console. It's like, dude, like. I mean, I get it.
Well, dude, because, I'll play a PlayStation 5 when you buy me one, Dark. That's when I'll play one, okay?
I'm not talking about you buy. I mean, you play. I mean, you
gotta find one first.
Dude, I kind of miss God of War 3 remastered, and I've been thinking about possibly getting like a used PS4 to play that.
You're not the people that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that are like
King neutral.
I refuse to be on a different console. I refuse to play on Xbox. I refuse to play on PlayStation. I refuse to play on Nintendo. Like why? Like just because I get if you can't afford it. That's a whole nother story. That's nobody else's business. It's not my business, nobody's business.
Microsoft got payment plans. You can afford it.
Yeah, I mean good credit, bro.
But yeah, you have
your credit score has to be 630.
Yeah,
but what you got? It's got to be 630.
This shit, I knew this shit was gonna be wild, man. I was just like,
I wasn't expecting Redfall for whatever reason. I was like, that doesn't seem like it's like because we just heard about it, and I was like, that doesn't sound like when they talk about it coming out this year. I was like, that doesn't sound right. Like that's probably delayed. I wasn't expecting Starfield to get delayed because they've been hyping that motherfucker up forever. You know, maybe we've been hyping it up forever too. So like, even though we don't know what the fuck it is, but I think I kind of wasn't expecting Starfield. I figured they'd be like, fuck it, we're putting it out. You know, we're gonna get this shit done. And after that, I saw Aaron Greenberg out there hanging out with these motherfuckers last week, you know, having lunch and shit. I was like, okay, they're gonna show some shit for Starfield in this June show and give us a better release date, a set release date or whatever, and maybe have some, like announce the console or something. Like, you know, so I was kind of expecting that to happen. And then, you know, this shit happened today. I was like, man, this fucking Twitter's going. I was at work when I saw it. I was like, Twitter, I don't even want to see what the fuck's going on Twitter right now. So, and like everybody's saying, like, you know, we should be used to delays at this point. I think at least going forward, I've always kind of had that mindset. The date they give me is not the date that it's going to come out anyway.
Wow, that's what we've come to, by the way.
Yeah,
like from that's not a real date. This generation, man.
Yeah, I'm just like that's not a real date. like when they be like,
expect if we get a date.
You know, they don't even give us dates anymore. They give us time frames. Spring 2023. You know,
yeah. So what do they call it? They call them windows now, right? It's a release window.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, spring. That could be like early, like spring or fucking late spring. That's a 3-month swing there. Like, give me a date, and then like, you know, so like I've almost gotten to the mindset where like the date you give me is not the date we're gonna see, especially if it's like over a year out. Like, no, that's not gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. They're gonna delay it, or it's gonna be fucked up, and they're gonna have to push it back, or you know, somebody gets fired or something shit like that. Like, I mean, and it's got to that point. And honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I really thought Starfield was gonna come this year, just as much as we've been talking about. It seemed like they were pushing it, you know.
Yeah.
But and the Redfall, I wasn't feeling that game anyway. But I was like, it seemed like they just announced it and they're like, it's coming out. I'm like, that's not typical for Microsoft. Like they let some shit cook. They'll announce it, you know, maybe about a year out and then show it to us and then tease us with some shit. And then they'll release it. For them to announce it and then put it out the same year, and then within the same year, that doesn't sound like them. So I kind of wasn't expecting Redfall. But I mean, am I disappointed? Yeah. What?
Fred, real quick, when it comes down to it, Fred, like I can't ignore the fact that, again, with all the hype and everything that's been going with Xbox and like how successful Game Pass is and how everything's growing and stuff, this is a speed bump that kind of slows some shit down real quick. Am I wrong with that though?
No, I mean, you think about it. What other than Halo? Like, it's almost like last gen. Like they had this Xbox out, and it seems like they never really fully used the One X the way they could have. Because they had to get rid of some games, put some things back, move some things around. They didn't have studios, but like whatever the reason was, like I feel like they never utilized the One X the way they could have. But then they come out with the Series X, and we still have not seen. I mean, like I still don't feel like I've seen like this fucking console being utilized the way it needs to be utilized. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, I get like maybe it's because I've been playing on PC. You know, and my eyes pop on that. And
yeah, like, you gotta stop playing on PC. I think Crap will agree on that as well. Like, no PC.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's because I'm coming from PC and I'm playing PC games on Xbox games on PC. But like, when if I can play it on the PC and or Xbox, I'm gonna play it on the PC. I can honestly say this for this whole generation though. Like this whole gen, nothing has come out right this whole fucking gen.
Huh.
I didn't play Horizon, so I can't say anything. Forbidden West, so I can't really say anything about that.
No, you're right. Horizon was not. It was.
Returnal seemed
good,
like it was broken. Halo was kind of fucked up. I mean, like even Forza's probably the only one that I think that came out.
Forza was Forza Horizon 5 was the most stable one so far. Yeah.
I think that's the most one that came. And even like Battlefield, even third party shit. Don't get me started on Battlefield again. But everything that's come out this generation seemed like it's been fucked up. I mean, like it's like nothing's right with it when it drops. Like nothing. I mean, am I wrong for saying that? Like, I mean, like nothing's right, and I don't get it. And it's almost like they rush these consoles out, and they haven't even utilized them properly yet.
I know a lot of people don't want to hear this because I've seen it today. I don't want to hear the excuse about the pandemic, but I mean, look, this is happening all over the place.
Shout out to Luca for that one. I saw Luca tweet that shit out.
I saw Luca play, but I seen other people post it as well, and I'm just like, this. I mean, and and Don will say, look, it's a management problem or whatever, and that could be the case as well. But there is no denying it because this is too widespread that COVID didn't have something to do with the way that the development cycle was supposed to work. Because for people working at home, I mean, it's different than sitting in. For people, like my wife, she works from home and things like that. But when you're doing some certain things like that, and at the scale of how many people are working it, and on these bigger, huge titles, and then of course the turnover aspect of everything, especially with the Battlefield situation. I mean, I know it's more than just one thing, but COVID definitely did put a hamper on most of this stuff as well. I would say I'd probably give it at least 60-65% of it.
I think that this generation is what, a little bit more than 2 years old, right? And these
year and a half,
these newer consoles, right? A year and a half about that, and these really, really powerful consoles out here are way a stepping above from the previous consoles. So these developers had to jump to learn the new technology that they had to have to deal with. And I think they're trying to rush it instead of thinking of the new technology and how to get it functioning up to par and up to scale with this new stuff.
Well, Sir X-Man,
and I think that might be causing a problem with them making these games a little bit more on time. I know we had to deal with it last gen a little bit too, but this is a totally different leap. Just like the new graphics cards, they're having problems with them because they're more powerful than the previous generation of graphics cards. So games
Sir
don't
X-Man,
come out right on the PC either.
I think when PlayStation came out with their launch lineup, and this is something I think
Xbox 2, you can't. Xbox 2.
Hold on. I think this was a slick move by Sony and PlayStation when it came down to it. When you look at games like Miles Morales, inherently at its core, it was a PS4 game. All right, but that it was marketed like PS5. It was basically built.
Correct.
The core of it.
No,
was PS4.
It was built off of the PS4 Spider-Man. Yeah. It was.
And so that made the development time that much quicker, that much easier. They added in the bells and whistles, the ray tracing, improved lighting, all that good stuff.
All they had to do was just updated it real quick.
So that's where they came out. They came out of the they started that horse race and they jumped out really quickly because at its core they were using the PS4 kind of like assets to build a game to market PS5. Even down to Ratchet and Clank, which absolutely it looks stunning. Don't get me don't get it twisted.
Honestly, that's probably the best. That's probably the best game that's come out for PlayStation 5, anyways.
It's one of the best looking games out there. But
Ratchet and Clank, flawless.
Inherently, when you look at it, first off, it's not a crazy long game. I believe they used the previous assets from the previous Ratchet and Clank, and they just kind of built on that, cutting their development time, shorter to get it out there. Where you're looking at games like Starfield and stuff, they're basically building that game from the ground up. Of course, Halo has had its issues. I still love playing Halo. They need to learn how to really.
Halo's issues is just content, though. It's just content. It's not game.
the content wise, it's exactly, Sir X-Man. It's the content that's really holding like that title back right now. But everything else, the campaign was really cool. I'm digging. I dig the story. I can't wait for more of that story to come out. But again, that's PlayStation did a really slick thing to get out there really quick, and at the core, they were building these games with PS4 games at their core, and just building on top of that, which is a slick move when you're in the business. I mean, they did something that was successful. Now with these delays, I don't think it's a backbreaker, but I'm not going to say that it's not a speed bump into all the momentum that was being gained. Now, the good thing about this, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, and I want to hear Crispy on this. I haven't heard Crispy too much. He's chimed in with a couple words.
Wake
here
up,
and there.
Crispy. Wake
but,
up.
Fuck off.
I think this was a good time to delay, a good time to announce the delay, because we have the showcase right around the corner. And if they're really going all out, and they did a great show last year, if they're going all out and they're showing gameplay for the games that they announced, and go ahead and announce other things that they're developing under Xbox first party Bethesda, it's going to be a really good show, and that hype will just build up going into the new year. And I hope Forza Motorsport comes out this year. I am dying for that closed circuit racer.
Oh, my PC is waiting for that game.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's think of it this way, Bot. A lot of people are forgetting A Plague's Tale Requiem.
Mhm.
And I'm going to tell you something right now. That game has more clout than a lot of people realize. It's like Hellblade 2. And it's right there with them. And they've been using Unreal 5 for a while now. Now, I don't think they have all the assets. A lot of people think, oh, Unreal 4, Unreal 5. Well, guess what? They're basically one and the same. You're just allowed to use certain assets when you port over to Unreal 5. So you look at that and you say, okay, what are they doing here? They haven't announced whether it's going to come out on last gen systems.
That's a good point.
Scorn, for example, they haven't announced that either. Scorn's supposed to come out in October.
Scorn was tweeting today. Somebody was like, "It's up to you, little guy," and they put a picture of Scorn on there, and they were like, "Yes." Like
no. They said to somebody else's tweet they are on track to October 22nd.
Okay,
they're on track for that. Okay, you think about that. All right. You also got to think about how many games has Xbox announced many years ago. Think about it. Avowed. 2 years ago. Ever remember?
Mm-hmm. I know Crap remembers. Crap's all about.
All right. You think about it. You think about this in this way. Okay. Fable. Everybody remember? A couple of years ago. Okay. They could drop a bomb. All right. And people are going to be. I'm giving you a perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, there is no real reason why they would do this to themselves before this showcase, unless they have something in the bank that will get people invigorated and ready to go, and give Bethesda the time to sit there and say, we're going to make this even better than even people thought. And you look at Redfall. Redfall is a totally different game from Starfield. It really is.
Yeah,
it is a totally different game. You are playing with other people. It's almost like, you going to Left 4 Dead or something like that. But it's going to have powers and stuff like that. I'm down for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You go and look at these type of games and they're totally different. Arcane's doing one, Bethesda is doing the other. Okay? But they delayed at the same time? That's a little weird. I'm sorry. It's a little weird for one publisher developer that's under Xbox to delay 2 games technically under their wing at the same time. That is a little crazy. There's a reason for that, because I think wholeheartedly, okay, and this is in my gut, this is my opinion, that there's going to be something that is going to blow people's minds at the end of the show, because they're not taking it lightly. They're looking at it and say, you know what, we're going to take the L right now. We're going to give these developers the time they need, and then we're going to come back with something hammering on June. You know, they're gonna make a big deal out of it, and people can disagree. It's just like me. I'm like, God of War Ragnarok coming out right now. I don't know.
Oh, dude,
but
I can almost guarantee that.
I'll take the L. I said Starfield was coming out this year. I'll take the L, man. Like I said it multiple times. They were on a hard date and everything else. And that's where I'm going to say these companies need to realize that, like, that hard date is going to give you bad press. And you need to realize that. And that goes for, PlayStation and Xbox, even Nintendo recently. Remember, everyone's like, oh my God, Breath of the Wild 2 is going to come out. Everybody remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you think about it and you say, don't give the hard date anymore. And by the way, PlayStation has done it more than Xbox. But at the end of the day, was it wrong? Not really.
Dude,
it really wasn't.
They did it with Ragnarok, man. They when they first teased Ragnarok, they posted a date.
It was 2021. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they just put 2021. They didn't put like a hard date on it.
No.
It was just more.
Yeah, and that's where I go and say, like, you know what? Like,
come on, look at The Last of Us 2.
Well,
Again,
no. The multiplayer is what people are looking for, and
yeah, but they
haven't touched it.
Too. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but they haven't. The multiplayer is what people are looking for, but they haven't touched it. Look, PlayStation has a lack of multiplayer games. Xbox has a lack of single player games. There is one company that's going to say, you know what, we're going to combine the two and we're going to make it great.
Yeah,
and I feel like Xbox is on that. Xbox is on that like cusp of saying, you know what, single player means something, and so does multiplayer. Is that hard to think about? Is that really hard to think about? I mean, me as a gamer since what, 1993? I mean, come on. All right. I played Atari. I played everything. 3DO, for the love of God. Like, you have to understand that, like, both mean something to me, but it's the quality that you ensue. And Sony's done that on the single player side. But if you really look at Xbox, they've done it on the multiplayer side as well. And there are some games that are 90 plus Metacritic that might be your Halo, Gears, or Forza. But guess what? They're consistent. I haven't seen one of them go under 80 except for a certain outliers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then that IP got sold to Microsoft. There's a reason for that, because Microsoft's like, no, we're not done yet. And they went and pulled these IPs out of the gutter and said, yes, we're here. I mean, think about it. Indiana Jones, after all these years, what has it been, 30 years since the original Indiana Jones came out? And all of a sudden, that's a big deal now? I ain't even worried about that. I think Fable right now is a perfect time to release a Playground Games Fable. I think it's going to be amazing. And that's something that, you look at Avowed as well, like the Skyrim vibes, everything else. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you're ready for what Xbox is going to come out with. And,
well, dude, real quick, when it comes to Xbox, I think something that either people are ignoring out there, and it's to you, Crispy, and everybody else as well. They're trying to do something that's never been done before with the amount of studios that they have first party wise, and they're in the middle of acquiring Activision as well. Keeping some games multi-plat or whatnot, but having all those studios under your belt and getting them onto kind of like a scheduling, and it is hard.
You got SuperChats bot.
Oh, really?
Oh, a lot of them.
Let's see
Rap
here.
sent you one. Forte's doing polls for you on your show and everything.
What am I missing here? What am
I think you're looking at a different one, dude. I haven't seen his. I haven't seen
Wait a minute.
Seen Dragonheart Yobi.
Yeah, Dragonheart Yobi, which has been a member.
He's a member.
5 months now. Yeah. Shout out to my brother.
I think you're looking at a different show there, buddy.
That's the wrong podcast.
Oh, wow. Yo, Surex, man, don't do that to me,
you're looking
brother.
at GPS there,
What are you doing? Oh, my goodness.
Wasn't me.
Yo, I'm like 14 doing polls and shit.
You know what? I apologize because I was looking at my phone and then looking at the screen, and I was like, why ain't
he
your
was
chat
balls
moving?
deep, motherfucker.
It's all right, man. I just expect you to use
I apologize, though. I did
Sir
send you
X-Man,
another
when I need a new game, I expect you to use your senior citizens discount.
I don't get a
go to
senior
purchase
citizen
all right?
discount.
He can't see straight. What the
You
fuck
did
you
have-
talking
Dude,
about?
if you're watching a
You did
different
have some
show,
more earlier,
you might want to apply for one, man.
I
just
sent you a
saying.
super chat earlier too,
Yeah.
and plus a couple of other people.
But yo, again, let me throw this back here.
Right.
Let me throw this back here because, like, to get all these studios, and again, like Crap said, Bethesda, they're working independently. Of course, they're coming in and trying to fit in the mold of what Xbox is trying to do out there. But to get all these developers developing games and creating this kind of schedule and getting their games out, do you guys realize what type of task like Xbox is trying to do here? Like, and you know what I'm saying? Like, this is in my opinion, this is unheard of for a company that owns a platform to try to get so many development studios that are first party, like under some type of consistency. And I do love the fact that what Crispy said, people complain Halo, Gears, and Forza, but when it comes down to it, you look at Halo, Gears, and Forza, you see consistency when it comes to these games when they release.
Can I just say this, dude? Like, what's funny to me is as a human being, a consumer, okay, that consumes media, regardless of what it is much easier to subscribe to something. I think what hurts Sony right now, because we're not seeing quite the same, enthusiasm about Sony. It is because they said you have to be this platinum elite tier to be a part of the $18, spectrum, and you get 0 day-and-date exclusives. I feel like if Sony said, you know what, you pay the $18, okay, fine. I pay $15 for my Xbox, that's fine. If they said $18 and you get all of their exclusives, from at least the past 2 years, 3, 4, whatever it may be for you. You know what I'm saying? But it's downloadable. You get it in the content. Plus, you get the new exclusives. I think they would absolutely make Microsoft rethink their entire thing. Instead,
you are giving me a segue so bad right now, bro. I just want
to
give
us all a
but
segue.
think about this. Instead of doing that and actually putting the fire to the heels of Xbox, they say, no, we're not doing that. We're going to charge $18 and we give you 0 exclusives. We give you half of what you already had on PS Plus. So explain to me why that's acceptable. But, people are talking about.
That's why, dude. You know why it is.
No. Yeah, but you know what? It's time to call bullshit, okay?
You know how
you
they
ever play bullshit? All right? I'm going to tell you something right now. This is one thing that drives me crazy. You have to call it the company you love at certain points of time. And if you can't do that, You are not a consumer yourself. You're just a fanboy. And if you really think about what I just said, you're just a fanboy. That plastic box, you fucking worship. And I don't like that shit.
They got another word for that, Crispy. It's called sheep.
If they put their games day and date on PS Plus, guaranteed, and they did that, they stuck with it.
No, 18.
Guaranteed,
they can hide it behind the $18.
But guaranteed, those people wouldn't even say a fucking word, dude.
Exactly.
So it's like
$18. I'm fine with it.
Why would they say anything? It'd be a great deal. Like I don't understand the argument.
It's like what I put on Twitter one day. K Mega kind of he backed me up about the whole
K Mega,
PlayStation.
what did I tell you about that? You don't back up Dark Optimus. I'm just saying.
It only leads to despair.
I know, dude. It like I saw your tweet and people were like fucking coming at you, and I was like, I was the one that said it. I was like, but that's the thing. Like I did kind of contradict myself because I was thinking to myself like, wait, I'm probably actually gonna get the most higher tier because they're gonna put PS1 games on there, and there's one game I've been really wanting to play for a long ass time, and I don't feel like going out and buying a fucking.
What's the game?
PS1.
Oh,
Vagrant
you love
Story.
old games? Oh, damn.
What's the game? Hey, you starting to sound like me.
Vagrant Story. I want to play that, and I think they're gonna put it on there. I hope they do. I'm not gonna subscribe to it until I find out.
What game?
Vagrant Story.
Oh.
He's like, I don't know that one.
It's the predecessor to Final Fantasy 12.
Okay. Yo, real quick, I got to shout out Dragonheart.
Like he had a lot of interest in that. Excitement.
I got to shout out Dragonheart Yogi for being a member for 5 months. And what he said, I called this before. I called this before the new system's launch. He said, I said the next gen will be the generation of delays. Tell the fanboys to work on their backlog instead.
Facts.
And I got a big backlog. You right, Yobi.
Yeah, if you're playing on PlayStation, you're playing on Xbox, you're playing on Nintendo, you have a fucking backlog, dude. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I have a backlog right now, and I'm afraid I'm probably not even gonna finish half.
Unless your name was K Mega, he finishes his backlog.
Every time I hear somebody say backlog, I think Predator is going to come with some type of Predator remark.
Definitely,
yeah. I don't know, but the funny thing, Crispy, with Crispy gave me a great segue, and we're going to go to our final topic here. And crap, I know it's getting close to 10 o'clock or whatnot, so
left already, dude. He left already. He's gone.
Oh,
he left already.
All right. So this final one, this is interesting, and this is something that me and K Mega have been talking about for a while. And of course, the Sony Defense Force out there was saying, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But guys, it seems that we are one step closer to what Crispy was saying with day and date. But this is more on the terms of PlayStation and PC. Now, I'm going to go to this tweet by IGN. And it basically states, and there's an article with it, but PlayStation is investing an additional $300 million into existing first-party studios, noting that we aim to grow the game business by strengthening our first-party software and deploying that software on multiple platforms. This likely refers
to
PC releases. Now, day and date on PC, the Sony extremists out there said that would never happen. It would devalue the console known as the PlayStation 5. They would never release a first-party game simultaneously on a PS5 and PC. But that right there tells me that they are one step closer. Not only that, they are throwing money in that direction because they realize how profitable that could be. Now, when it comes down to it, PC is open platform. I don't consider that any type of competition with console. To me, they are two different animals when it comes down to it. Sir X-Man spent so much money on his PC to run games in a certain way. K Mega did the same thing at a certain point in time. I don't necessarily want to make that investment and then have to control kind of like my games. I love console gaming. That whole kind of just plug and play. You download the game, you start it up, and it just works. Any updates or anything like that, it's not my problem. It's Xbox's problem. It's the developers and the publishers' problem. They need to do the updates and all that stuff to keep the game running. I like that. I like keeping it simple, getting the game and playing it. But I don't know. Let's go to Dark on this one first. Dark, dude, from what I said right there with this tweet, 300 million more, strengthening their first party and basically releasing it on multiple platforms. Do you think it's one step closer to them releasing games simultaneously, their first party on PlayStation 5 and PC? What do you think? Is that what's going on here?
You heard me. I said as they should. I thought at the beginning, like when I before I will admit I never thought they were gonna put their games on PC. To be honest, I honestly did not see it coming.
You're gonna ever listen to K Mega?
And because why would I listen to your freaking shit, man? No. But yeah, I mean he's right. I mean shit. There's times where I'm like, damn man, fucking K Mega was right.
Oh, anytime you think that, sir, you need to tweet that out and tag K Mega.
I bet you that had to hurt you really bad.
I can't do that,
Dark.
man. I can't do that, man. You know why? Because then they'll take my fucking pony card away. Damn it! I can't do that. You know that.
Your pony card is dead.
You get kicked out of the stables, bro. Kicked out of the stables.
I'm kicked out.
He's still got he got a stable that's there for him.
I got my own stable. I got my own. It's just there. But yeah, man. I honestly now my mind has completely changed on that. I think that they're investing more, especially since I heard once I started hearing about acquisitions for companies that were known for making ports for PC or even like
Nixus
making PC games, things like that. I was like, okay, yeah, they're really gonna get into putting their games on PC because they're seeing how much their games are making on PC when they've gotten to that point of not being a sellable product at that point, And if they're gonna put them day and date, that doesn't bother me at all. Because you know me, dude. I'm a console gamer. I'm never gonna be a PC fucking gamer. If everything went to PC, I'd probably just play stuff on backlog. To be honest, like I would just play a backlog or games that I loved to play back in the day. Like I'm never ever gonna go to PC. Like it would have to be like a game I'm super excited to play. Like if they put like God of War only on PC or something like that, that's what it would have to be for me to be like, okay, yeah, just play it on PC.
Hold on, real quick, yo, hold that thought real quick. I got a Christian in the chat, brother. First off, thank you for hanging out with us. I really do appreciate it. He's basically saying, amazing how a podcast about Xbox delays is now about basically Xbox fanboys desperately wishing for PlayStation exclusives to go day and day to go day one. Hey, brother, do me a favor. Right below the video that is this show, the live video is the title, right? Check it out. I'll read it for you. Next podcast, season 5, episode 19. It says, "Big Xbox delays, comma, Sony invests more into platforms and more." We're covering what's in the title, bro.
Yeah, and well, the thing is man, these guys always talk about how much they fucking hate Game Pass and how much the Game Pass is the worst. But if Sony did this with PlayStation Plus, they wouldn't fucking make a peep at all. They wouldn't fucking say a goddamn word. So I mean, me personally, I don't like Game Pass because I've pretty much played everything that's been on Game Pass. But I mean, I really only wait for something that's like, new, like that's like, something that I'm like, I don't really feel like buying it. I'll just play it on Game Pass, whatever. But it's just to get back to our what we're talking about right now.
Oh, I mean the discussion that we made from
The
the
actual
title,
discussion,
from the
the
title
actual
PC
of the
Master
show.
Race.
I think Sony has been gearing up for this for a long time, and I think they're just whittling the fan base to that point. So then they're not doing it all at once. They're not doing like how Xbox kind of did it, where they just kind of slammed you in
It was a
and said,
shocking
"Hey,
awe. It
here
was a
you go."
shocking awe moment.
Very
When they
very
started.
shocking all moment.
Yeah.
I don't think Sony's going to do that. They're going to be like, "Okay, we'll, put some games here and there," and then as soon as it gets to that point where people are kind of like more people are like okay with it or they just don't give a fuck, they're just going to start putting their games day and date on PC, which means people like Predator, people like, oh no, it's Alex,
Fucking Predator.
they're just they're just going to get rid of their
Yeah,
consoles
boy.
and they're just going to play on PC. Like that's understandable, like absolutely, I get that.
Get it?
I get it.
Huh?
But
Mm.
but for
Get
me
it?
personally, for me personally, I have no interest in playing on PC. I'll play on my consoles, and if that day ever comes where there's like, hey, we're only gonna go on PC, we're just gonna put our app on PC, like, PlayStation has their app and then Xbox just has their app on PC. I'll probably just either play the games that I have in my backlog or wait for something that I really have to play or something like that.
Oh, don't worry, Dark. Xbox got you with that because when it comes to Game Pass, I read an article where they're gearing up to be able to have Game Pass basically just on your TV as an app. So you won't have to go to PC. You can just stream the games to your TV, and all you need is a controller. So it's still
Yeah,
that
see,
plug and
so
play.
that honestly, I would rather have that than to play on PC. I'm just saying, I don't want to play on PC. I don't want to sit in front of a monitor or whatever. I don't want to deal with any of that shit. So I just want to pick up a controller, play, and turn it off when I'm done. So,
Nice. I think that's one of the things. That's definitely one of the things we have in common. But with that, I do have to go to basically one of those PC guys over there. So
mhm.
yo, Pred, you heard the tweet I read, man. 300 million, strengthening first party on multiple platforms. We all know that's PC. There's no way they're dropping first party like on Xbox and Switch. Can you imagine trying to develop their games to run on the Switch? But Pred, day and date, man. First party on PlayStation and PC. Is it just a matter of time now, bro?
Yeah, it's coming. And I keep every release I think I see come out like this is the one they're gonna announce it. It's coming to PC day and date. Like you gotta think like they're gonna at some point in time they're gonna exhaust all the earlier games that they've come out with this generation. The whole remaster and this and this and this is like because like if you look at the way things are going, like they've already put out God of War, um, Last of Us is coming soon. They're already talking about what was the samurai game? I can't think of right now that I fucking
Ghost of
Ghost
Tsushima.
of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima. They're talking about that if it hasn't even been announced yet. Like I mean, like so next up is like Returnal. Last of Us 2. What else?
Spider-Man.
And then Spider-Man, and then the Spider-Man. So like, and that's all they got left. And like, they don't have a huge lineup this holiday. And I think I
Demon
mentioned,
Souls.
huh?
Demon Souls.
I can't hear you talking.
Oh,
on
the
low.
Demon Souls
Demon
remake.
Souls.
Demon Souls. Yeah, Demon Souls. So I don't know about that. I think there's some other issues going on with that one. They probably can't do it. But either way, like let's say God of War comes out on time, right? And we have no clue what the hell else they got cooking in the pot right now because they haven't really talked about anything. So What better way to bridge that gap and kind of get some revenue in by putting all those games on PC between after God of War until the next game comes out. Every other month, just drop those out there. Because I mean, I don't know what their holiday lineup looks like because we haven't seen anything. And then you got to think about the games that come out this year. They might have sold well initially, but they didn't have staying power. Like no one's playing those games they came out with this year. No one's playing Gran Turismo. I'm not gonna say no one. Someone's out there playing those games, but like there hasn't been a lot of talk about Forbidden West, Returnal, Last of Us 2. I mean, like no one's they don't even have the fucking multiplayer out for that. If it's even coming at this point. So like, they got to put something out at some point, and kind of get. I want to say mind share. Yeah, they got to keep that money coming in because I mean, like they got VR coming out, which again, imagine this: PSVR comes out, and again, I'm not a huge PSVR guy, but let's say on the PlayStation Store on Steam, they have a PSVR section on there, and you can use your PSVR headset on Steam because you can't find a fucking console right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. I mean, it's hard as fuck to find a PlayStation 5. So now you got this headset you can't use, but you know what you can use on? You can use on your PC. You can play those games on PC. They have a whole library of VR games on PC, and now they also have all those other games I was talking about before, right there on Steam, and all on one day. Just drop them all. I mean that's moneymaker right there. I mean, right now, like again, we don't know what they got coming out the pipe. You can't get the console, so what else? How else are they gonna get money coming in? They don't have the same kind of business model that Microsoft does, where they can go and they can drop some Halo DLC and some skins. They don't have that model because they don't have online games. So at some point, it does make sense to me for them to say, hey, either day and date on PC, and here's the thing, it ain't necessarily day and date. It's those older titles as well. That could be something they're working on. Some of those old PlayStation 4 titles that never came out. Like that could be something they're talking about too. But like, there's a horde of freaking PC gamers that are just patient as fuck that will wait. And when those games drop, you see it every year. Every time Microsoft drops a game on PC, sells out like crazy. Every time PlayStation drops a game on PC, sells out like crazy. They're not stupid. They see it working. So at some point, they're gonna be like, "Fuck it, let's put this out day and date," or "Fuck it, let's open this big ass library of PlayStation 2, 1, 2, and 3, and 4 games on Steam, and make that money back, even if it's like $10 for some PlayStation 2 games. Like it'll sell. So I mean, like if they're not gonna do that, I mean, I get the PlayStation community may not like that, but they're old games. And when they go day and date at some point, it's going to happen because I mean, like they've been ramping up. I think a lot of these games are going to be. That's why they hired the people they hired recently, the studios they bought. It's to remake those games. It's to get those games on PC. The writing's on the wall. It's a matter of if it's going to be day and date or 3-6 months down the road.
Well, yeah, they're gonna
those games are coming.
Pred, they're going to use this window. Any games that aren't on PC that they already made, they're going to use that window. And what I've been saying, I think K Mega agrees with me on this, but Pred, I want to hear what he's like. They're building up to that point where they release games. The newer games are going to be going to like PlayStation and PC at the same time. To me, that's a no brainer right there, bro.
Yeah, and I mean, I think after God of War, since I said this earlier in the show, God of War is their last PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 crossover game. After that, whatever comes out after that will be probably their first day and date game on PC. That's my bet. Whatever the fuck game comes out, I don't know what it's gonna be, but whatever fuck game that is, that's probably gonna be their first day and date game that comes out.
And
on PC.
that kind of makes sense. I know they're making Spider-Man 2, and that's like loosely slated for next year, but we don't necessarily know exactly when that's coming out. I feel like after that, if it does come out next year, that's the thing. Like, what was their first party working on? Like, their first party basically dropped everything. You're looking at 3 to 4 years development time for a game usually. Big budget, 3 to 4 years, and that's if you're taking crunch into account and not crunching your developers, that could take longer. That would give that time needed. That when the next big title comes out, it's like, oh hey, well yeah, we're gonna do the PC guys a favor as well, and drop it in both places at once. and then collect all the money that they're getting from both console and PC, like right off the bat. Like
I think that maybe if they were able to get consoles out in the store shelves, that this wouldn't even be something they talked about right now. But you got to think. And again, I don't know the sales numbers of Horizon Forbidden West and Gran Turismo. I think they probably undersold what they wanted. Just personally,
nobody knows the Horizon Forbidden West because
because usually they'll fucking announce that shit like,
they waited until they bundled it up, and now once they sell those bundles out a few times, then they'll come out with those numbers. Like,
okay, look at it this way. Again, I said this before. If you have games for your for your system that no one can find, why the fuck would they buy it? Like the people that have the system are gonna buy them, but like if that's like, let's say all of us in the podcast right now, right? Only one of us has a PlayStation 5, right? And I'm thinking it's dark.
Yeah.
So like, he's the only one of the 5 of us who's buying the fucking game. Even though let's say we all have the money to buy a PlayStation 5, but we just cannot fucking find one for whatever reason. We can't get one. We don't want to pay overpriced for it or whatever on eBay, whatever. We're just not gonna buy it until we get it at market value, right? If Dark got his PlayStation 5 at launch, he's the only one buying games with PlayStation 5. That's got to hurt them at some point. Because that game, let's say Dark's favorite game is Returnal. No,
man, don't say that shit, dude. Oh, fuck,
let's say Dark's favorite game is Ratchet and Clank, right? Dark is the only one that's going to be able to buy that. However, there's 5 of us on this fucking panel that would have played that game if we were able to find a fucking console. So what better way to make money off revenue than to put that game on PC, which everybody fucking has?
I will buy Ratchet and Clank instantly on PC.
I'd buy it on PC because the reason why I would buy it on PC is because I can't find a fucking PlayStation 5. There you go. That's why you're gonna put shit on day and date on PC, because you cannot even get consoles in stores for people to buy the games you're putting out. How much money have you lost because you can't get consoles in stores?
Yeah,
like there's 5 of us right now that can't do that because we can't find a fucking console, but Dark can.
Have them.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Dark got the unicorn lucky too, man.
I got lucky though. I got lucky because they sent me an email. They were like,
I'm just saying, it's simple math. If you got, again, 5 of us will be willing to buy your console to buy these games. We probably buy like 6 of them by now, right? But we can't find a console. You've just lost out on sales of all of us, all 5 of us, because we can't find a console. So now that one game you came out, those 5 games we would have bought, none of us will buy. Dark only buys 2 of the 5 games that came out. Again, that's more lost money. I'm throwing numbers out there. That's just more lost money because you could have maximized that by having consoles available to everybody, but you can't. So now all of us who can't buy a console also are the same ones who cannot buy your games. So the best thing you need to do now is say, hey, fuck it. Put this shit on PC. Because we know we can get people to buy this game on PC because they have it already. So, I mean, I can go till I'm blue in the face about it, but again, you've lost so much money on your games and so much. I mean, it's going to happen at some point. They're going to put Ratchet and Clank on PC. They're going to put Spider-Man on PC. They're going to sell like crazy. But I think at some point you have to look at that and say, look, this is why we're losing money on these games. This is why these games, they underperform, because we're not maximizing the amount of people out there that can actually buy it. We're trying to only focus on one console that nobody can get. So let's put it out there where everybody else who doesn't have a PlayStation 5 but maybe has a PC, let's put it out there where they can get the game too.
They have the option. They have the option to pick it up on something.
Making concurrent money instead of just having it sit there, not getting downloaded.
Because I mean, imagine if Ratchet and Clank came out tomorrow. How many people are going to buy that game?
Buy it there. I'll buy it right then and there.
Yeah. There's right millions of PC gamers out there who buy that game.
I don't care how broke I'll get for buying it. I'm buying it day one.
Even if it's 30 days after the launch, people will still buy it on PC.
Yep.
I mean, hell, they bought Halo. They
bought God of War.
And God of War. Like they're gonna do it. So I think it's a matter
like crazy.
Even Mega double dipped and got it on the PC.
I shall not. I will not confirm or deny.
You told me you bought it on PC also too.
I do not confirm or deny. I want the stands to know if I purchase any PlayStation games, they don't think I do.
Deserve
so
to know anymore, man.
they don't deserve it anymore. I don't care. Let them ponder.
You buy PlayStation games, K-Mega? That's
No.
wrong.
God.
That's just wrong, man. Come on.
He's
Now.
already beaten God of War. He just wanted to see what it looked like on PC. That's all.
And depending on the build, like it could look absolutely.
It's in my Steam cart.
Incredible when it comes to it.
And here's
First
another
off,
thing too.
people
Here's another thing
need
too.
to
They
stop.
can do what Microsoft does too. They can do what Microsoft does and say, hey, you need to get a Game Pass subscription to play this game. You know.
And Dark, I can even make Sony even more money because on Steam, Dark, you can gift a game to someone on Steam.
Yeah.
You can't do
that
on PlayStation. Nope. You can do it on Xbox too, you know.
People got to stop saying this. They got to stop saying Sony. People want Sony to follow Xbox.
Oh, you see that from Phase 23, right?
Yeah, that's
I was going to respond to that.
That is a completely stupid fucking statement because that's not the case. I definitely don't want that. I don't want them to do that. What I want is for everybody to enjoy these games. So if the possibility of them putting these games on PC is going to do that because PC gamers aren't going to buy a PlayStation 5, then great. Because
you got some
those PC guys
have PlayStation 5,
but there's a lot of PC gamers who refuse to buy a PlayStation 5 who would rather play it on their PC, and then when that game comes to PC, it creates more revenue for that company to make more games. What do you not fucking get about that? Like, what do you not get about making more money so you can get more games? That's the one thing that these fucking fanboys don't fucking get in their fucking thick ass heads is that they need to make more money so then they can give you the fucking games you fucking want.
Well, Dark. Here's the deal when it comes to that, and like it seems that certain extremists forget that these are corporations, and you know if they find a way to make more money, that's what they are gonna do because like they
like the gas companies.
They're out there to make as much money.
Because PlayStation don't give a fuck about you. They just care. Oh shit, we're making money off of PC. Shit, let's put some more games on there.
Dude, if they realize that their fan base won't really give two shits about them putting it on PC, or if they realize that by putting a game on PC day and date would equal out and then eventually over profit what they're doing now would equal out the fan base. So you'll lose some people on the console side, but you're gaining
sales
more
have
people on the
always
PC
fucking
side.
mattered, dude.
Yeah,
they've always fucking mattered. I'm so sick and tired of that shit. Oh, sales don't matter. Sales do matter on games. Completely matter because guess what? That means we can get the next game or we can get a better game later.
An example real quick. There are people playing God of War on their Steam Deck.
Yeah.
They can take it with them and
I saw Pred playing games on his Steam Deck. He showed us. I think he was even playing God of War on his Steam Deck.
Phase 23.
It wasn't God of War? No. I can't remember what a game it was, but it was a game and I was like, shit, man. I mean, that's the thing. Like, people have more options now to play these games other places. Me personally, and probably you personally, do not want to play on a Steam Deck or a PC. That's fine. But look at it as them making more money means you get more fucking games. So stop your bitching.
Yeah, what's the big deal? You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Sir X-Man. When it comes down to it, again, basically Sony is throwing more money into strengthening their first party on multiple platforms. Again, I think we're all in agreement that is
it's a good
PC.
thing.
All right. Do you think it's just one step closer to their first party releases going day and date to PC as well?
Yeah, it depends on how Sony feels about it. You know, if it comes 30 to 60 days later, I'm all right with that, as long as it's gonna come. You know, but they need to bring it to PC so they can spread out and make money. Like Dark said, it's the truth. Look at Microsoft. Look how much they got more Game Pass subscribers playing their games on PC and Xbox. So they've got to do something to make up some of the difference of the money they lost because there's not enough PS5s to play that. But there are PCs that are strong enough to play those games that they're putting on the new generation of consoles. You know what I'm saying? So it's better graphics cards now that can handle those games. So, I mean, let them do it. They better do it. Stay in the game. They got to.
They're doing it. They're gonna be doing it. Look at. I mean, they bought.
I know.
Nixes,
I know.
You know.
I know. I'm not.
I mean,
that's not what I'm saying, Dark. I'm just saying they've got to do it to compete, man.
Yeah,
but
you got to bring home the bacon, man.
Because they don't give a. They don't give a fuck what you fucking say in the chat or on fucking Twitter. They don't give a shit. All they care about is money.
You're talking about the people that don't want it to be on PC, right?
Yeah, they're like, I don't want it to be on PC, or they're like, I don't.
Do you want your console?
Do you want your
console choice to survive?
Yeah,
then
like
you need to let them make the revenue. Anyway,
I mean, it's
not
like we're not saying that they're hurting for money or anything. That's not the case.
They can make more money.
They can make more money so we can get more badass fucking games.
Ooh,
there's nothing wrong with that.
He said way like he owns part of the company.
More badass
Damn
games. Like he said that with his chest right there, man.
Are you profit sharing with Sony? Curious.
I will not confirm that comment.
I'll take that.
I'm done with it. That's all I had to say. That's all I had.
Let's see here. K Mega, what do you think? I think I started with you, didn't I?
No. Crispy start.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I get you too confused sometimes, man. My bad.
Really?
Really?
Ow!
They don't sound alike to you. They don't sound alike to you.
No, not at all.
No, not even close, dude.
Man.
Well, when in Rome. When in Rome.
One talks country and one talks New York.
Well, K Mega, again, you saw me post this out.
Welcome
on Twitter,
to.
You know, I give.
I know. I'm hitting the button right now.
No, I
You're gonna have to get a spray bottle for Crispy. No.
I wasn't gonna take all the credit on this, but
You gotta beat me off with the stick, bro.
Oh,
Come
wow.
on.
That's a big stick, right, Crispy?
It's a big stick, baby.
Oh,
No, God. Why did I do
stiff and
that?
pointing downward like somebody else on this panel.
I'm not helping him,
Almost time to wrap the show.
Yes, I went there, motherfucker.
This is definitely a left turn. This is definitely a left turn right now.
It's a left, right, forward, back. It's every direction, dude.
We're spinning in circles, man. We're spinning in
Left down,
circles.
right up, like GTA, baby.
Well, Mega, like I said, I wasn't trying to take all the credit, man. You were right there with me on all this. Now, it's not confirmed day and date, but dude, like, I'm like, when are these extremists going to be realistic, man? Yeah, every time you see it, to me, it's just another step towards it. Another step towards it, man. What do you think about this $300 million investment? And do you think it's another step towards day and date releases, first party PlayStation on PC as well?
Yeah, no, I mean, I eventually think that it's going to happen. I've said this back in 2016, 2017. I'm not going to change my stance on it. I do want to give a big shout out to Yobi because he reminded me of Doctor Strange. Seeing that
Don't
this week.
spoil it. I haven't seen it yet.
I saw it, dude. God. I saw it, bro. I saw it.
That's not the topic.
I know. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, no. Okay, so this is the thing that trips me out, right? Like the inevitable is right here, right? Like, I mean, you know, at one point it was, you Xbox, y'all so stupid. Y'all just will say anything. Then it turned into what's going on here? Then it turned into some more denial. Then when MLB The Show was getting sent over to be a multi-plat, then that's when the reality started to kick in. And then that's when then here comes what was it, Horizon Forbidden West. And so then, you know, they were the delusion on the PlayStation side was starting to happen. with their fan base because they were like, well, these are 2, 3, 4-year-old games. Who cares? You know, PC gamers want to pay $60 for that. Who cares? And it's going to get closer and closer and closer.
That's what it's doing. It's getting closer and closer, bro.
Because you're right, because of the fact that the way Sony is done it, like they looked at. I mean, everybody on here has been right from every aspect of making their points about the situation. You put that all together, it's inevitable. Like, I mean, it's too much money on the table. I said that back then. I said what Xbox done is smart as hell. I said for all of the stuff that's going on with Xbox One, all the hate, the divisiveness, and all this other stuff, there will be PC gamers that will buy Quantum Break, that will buy Gears 4, that will buy Forza Apex and Horizon 3 and whatever. You know, like there will be PC gamers that don't care about all that garbage. They just see that these games are on Xbox, on PC, and they'll get them. PlayStation would be wise to make that same move. It's too much money left on the table for them to sit there and not do it. I mean, just think about what Spider-Man is going to rake in if they put Spider-Man, because now the only thing that can stand in the way of that, which I don't see why, is Disney saying, no, but Disney wants that money because Disney's going to get most of the money. I think we found something out about these games making how Disney operates because of the Star Wars stuff. That's why EA was like, nah, man, you know, we sold all this and we didn't really get that much cake. Disney got all the money. So, and the same thing has happened with Spider-Man. Like,
of course they own the IP, you know?
Yeah, right. They own it. So that's what I'm saying. So, like, it's the one thing where I don't think Disney's the only, that's what I'm saying, that be the only thing to stop them, but I don't see that. Disney's like, yeah, we're going to make that money. Spider-Man might be the biggest grossing PC game ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, like that would be, I would go ahead and cop that day one. I might, if they got a little bundle with Spider-Man Miles Morales, package, or let's say that they do it like next year and then have the Spider-Man bundle come with Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 and the old Spider-Man. Man, I'll pay that $70. Yeah, I'll pay that $70 for that. But you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing, right? Like, I think this also goes a little bit deeper because what people don't know is that Sony owns other games too. And I think that these games are going to become, they're going to have games that's going to be multi-plat that goes on every platform. Like for one of your favorite fighters, what is that game called? Demon Slayer. That's a Sony-owned game.
Hold on, Demon Slayer is owned by the game is owned by Sony.
Yes,
I know they own Crunchyroll.
They own Crunchyroll.
The manga. Yeah, they own Crunchyroll.
Because I mean, that's where the show debuted, was on Crunchyroll.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a Sony game. That tripped me out when I found out about that. And so I'm like, okay. And I was like, oh, that's gonna be exclusive. I'm gonna have to cop that on either PC or PlayStation. But again, there you go. So it's one of those things for me is where, like, Sony is going to take it. They see how much money they get. You don't hear this. You don't hear the people that don't like this situation with MLB The Show.
Hold up. Yo, our brother Fahim over here does not realize the deal that is with Disney and Sony. Sony owns the movie rights to Spider-Man. Yeah. Disney still owns the video game rights and
everything else. Just say everything.
They own the comic books. They own the
all right. So when it comes down to it, Sony had to get permission from Disney to make that Spider-Man exclusive game. Is what happened. So it is not out of the, and I'm gonna use one of Crispy's terms here. It's not out of the realm of possibility that Disney was the one that got paid big time for that game. I'm just saying.
I think where Sony's making the money and the money on their end is the movies, because I think that's how that negotiation was working. Because remember, that was how everything fell apart because Sony tried to up the price. Dude's like, shit, you crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but they worked it out. So, overall, I mean, go ahead. What you gonna say, Dart?
No, I'm just so fucking flabbergasted, man. They're like, I doubt it. I doubt that.
I doubt that.
Oh yeah,
Already
okay.
watched
Like,
it.
geez,
literally look it up, bro.
You don't know anything about entertainment business, dude. Just shut your fucking hole, okay?
Oh wow!
Just shut it.
Wow.
You don't know anything about that shit.
Oh my
So-
goodness. Anyway, but no,
We love you,
but
Fahim.
it's
We love you, bro.
Yeah.
Watch, like, please don't let him go. Don't please.
Yo,
But no,
make
that's
sure
the
you share
thing
the
for me,
show
though.
out too, man. Let other
Yeah.
people-
She have to share it out, show some love. But no, it's just inevitable. It's definitely, I think it's definitely going to happen overall. There's no reason not to think of it now. All of the denial, all of that stuff it's gone, because that was the biggest joke at that time when we were bringing it up, is that it's never going to happen, and it's here. And also, PlayStation is pushing out multiplat. So you can't talk about Ori and Cuphead and all this other shit, because PlayStation's pumping out games that are multiplats as well. So this is the smart way of doing business. The whole concept of, like I've said it, I will say it again. The way that people think that the way the gaming structure is how it was, throw that in the garbage, throw it out the window. It's gone. Everything is going to be different. Everything. Nobody would have suspected Square Enix to go ahead and sell off Tomb Raider. Nobody would expect Activision to want to be purchased. No, I would.
Nobody would expect that Ubisoft is throwing themselves out there like a cheap
right,
hooker,
throwing
like
themselves
you
out
could
there.
buy us.
WB is out there like a trick over here, just saying, to the highest bidder. Like they just for WB games, like they treat them like hoes.
You want these good games, Daddy?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
shit.
Yeah, like AT&T was like, man, like the biggest pimp. Like, you want these bitches? You want these hoes right here? And then I'll go get these. I'll go get these off this. Put them on the Tony. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then all of a sudden now Discovery like, we don't want they're a little dry. We gonna go ahead and send them on. Like, it's crazy. Who would ever thought WB, Rocksteady, and Mortal Kombat, all them great studios, and they just throwing them out there. They over here man. So
they're like girls at a freaking AC/DC concert, man. Just throwing the paintings out there.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's going to happen, like in what I'm thinking is Sony's going to buy Square Enix. Nobody thought Sony was going to get Bungie. Like, just think of all this stuff. So watch and see how Sony plays this game and still make fools out of a lot of people who would tell their listeners that this stuff was never going to happen. It still ain't going to happen. And even when it does happen, don't worry about it. It ain't going to happen like the Xbox telling y'all. It won't happen this way. We're telling you, just don't listen to anything they say. I don't know, but it is it's definitely happening, and it's a good thing for gaming all the way around, because the longer I'm without a PlayStation 5, the longer I'm kind of not caring about it. Like, I'm like, it's a side piece anyway. I mean,
it's like waiting for Final Fantasy VII to come to you, right?
I bought Final Fantasy.
I hate to say it, but I don't think Final
PS4,
Fantasy is
right?
going to come to Xbox.
No. I think PlayStation is going to get Square Enix. So
I think it'll go to PC, but not.
Yeah.
Xbox.
So I got to get Forspoken. I got to get my games. PC, my PlayStation games on PC that I want.
On that one, I want Nintendo to sneak in and buy Squaresoft.
That's not happening.
Square Enix, I know.
That's not happening. But I mean,
they got the money.
Sony got the money. We talked about that on GRG. Yeah, they got the money. Like, people be sleeping on Nintendo. Yeah, Nintendo got bad bang. Yeah, but like, it is what it is, man. And I don't know. There's going to be some more big companies that fold, big publishers that's going to go ahead and get bought out before this is all said and done, and then the landscape is going to be completely different. So, I mean, just get ready for that, man. because I've even heard some other stuff about WB Games, and I'm hearing that there's another player involved, and that might be, So we'll see. We'll find out though.
Oh shoot, yo, K-Mega holding on to info right now.
I just hope it ain't Tencent.
No, it ain't Tencent, but it's somebody
God.
else that's trying to get into the game.
Embracer. Embracer.
No, it's not Embracer.
I don't think they got that. They ain't got that kind of money.
No, they got that. They got the money.
They got that money. Trust me, Embracer got that money.
He said trying to get into the game, so like
trying to get
into games.
Yeah,
Epic.
Yeah,
Amazon.
So
or Apple.
I cannot say this information.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Nope. Just get ready.
Like he's at court or something.
It wasn't me.
Unless Xbox makes some moves, but I don't know. This Activision.
Like he's on Maury. The child.
Activision thing is taking up a lot of time right now. Like
the Activision thing is bigger than what a lot of people are thinking. That shit is going. Xbox is going to be.
There's only one other company that's big, almost as big as Activision, that EA, and EA ain't selling to nobody.
You guys were upset those years ago when we got rid of the Call of Duty deal. This is 10 times more. Like,
this is how big that company is and everything that they're going to have there. Like,
dude, Phil Spencer even said Guitar Hero, man. Don't pull on my heartstrings like that, man.
Yeah, Guitar Hero with a /lips duo. I'm with it.
Hey, you know what's that? He can make that.
We can do without lips.
He can make Guitar Hero console exclusive.
Yeah. They're only worried about the big, like the most popular like Call of Duty thing in terms of like
I know
the
Diablo,
but
Call of Duty, Diablo.
I'm gonna tell you that
Overwatch.
People will bitch if Guitar Hero was an exclusive to one console. They would. Yeah, they would. You think? Look at that bitch now, right now.
I don't think so much. Yeah, I don't think they would. Yeah, they'd probably be like, it's a dead franchise, anyways. Who gives a fuck?
You gotta remember that salt filter is out there, man. You gotta like when a franchise like that goes exclusive, then it's not about oh shit, I wish I had that. It's like they get so mad that it's like, oh no, that's dead anyway. I don't want it.
But the hate's gonna be out there. The hate's gonna be out there. If
I didn't even want it. I don't even know why they bought Activision. I didn't even want it.
But yet they'll still be mad.
MCU doesn't necessarily need Spider-Man, bro. Like with what they're doing, I know my comic books.
Sony
them
needs
going Secret Wars. Them going Secret Wars and like this whole phase moving forward. They don't need Spider-Man. They're going to be introducing so many new superheroes. Plus, they now have Fantastic Four and X-Men and all of the characters within those worlds as well. Bro,
but
I don't know what you're drinking,
deal,
man. You drinking that Kool-Aid, brother.
They're keeping that deal because of the fact that Tom Holland and the producers of the Spider-Man movies went to Disney and was like, we need to keep these movies in the MCU because... They're doing fantastic.
Dude, just take a look at Morbius and what happens without MCU influence, man.
Yeah, Morbius, Venom, all those fucking movies. I'm not gonna say they fucking sucked, but they weren't very good.
They aren't on the same level. Like people were ripping, and I don't know. I mean, I get it, but people were ripping the end credits to Morbius. Like just. Well, we stayed after the theaters for this, and I'm like, man, people are cruel.
Damn.
But that's the thing. Fahim's talking like Sony and Disney are gonna like split up, and Spider-Man's not gonna be part of the MCU. That's not the case. He's gonna be part of the MCU for a little while now because they still have 2 more movies that Tom Holland is signed on for to do Spider-Man for. So and he's probably got another, Captain America or Iron, whatever they're coming up with next, We don't know what's coming out down the pipeline from Marvel really. We just know what's coming this year and maybe part of next year, and they kind of keep it that way until they're ready to show.
Is this your first time dealing with Fahim?
No, this is my first time. This is my first time dealing with people who think they know about fucking film, but they don't know shit.
Yo, Dark Edge, maybe me and you should start up like a
we do. We need
show
to
about
because you know
film,
why?
man.
Because people don't know. People just think, oh, it's just this way, or they try to compare it to gaming and music and stuff. It's a whole nother fucking entity, man. It is a completely different thing. You can kind of take some of the business aspects of each and kind of correlate them together, but they're not the same thing.
No. And guys, on that note, I think we pretty much we definitely covered the title of the show, Mr. Face 23, and everybody, like, when it comes down to it, we weren't just talking the delay. So any of those Sony extremists out there that tuned in, first off, thank you for tuning in. I definitely appreciate that. But if you thought we were just gonna talk the delay for, like, over 2 hours or whatnot, like, I don't know why you would think that. June 12th is right around the corner. I cannot wait for that show. I want to see what they're working on. I want to get more on what they've announced already in terms of gameplay. Like, I want to see Redfall gameplay. I want to see Starfield gameplay. Like, I want them to go deeper into Hellblade 2, and I'm hoping that that's what this show in June is all about.
Forza.
Oh, Forza, dude, Forza. Yeah, you already know, Sir X-Man. You already know that doesn't even need to be said, man.
I'm gonna pre-download it the minute they say you can pre-download it.
Oh, definitely. Hey, day one in Game Pass, and it's slated to be a game as a service, which means they will constantly update it with new vehicles, with new tracks, stuff like
and
that.
Turn 10 don't play around. When they do stuff, they do stuff.
Oh, they don't. They don't, brother. I absolutely love. I am a huge fan of Turn 10. I love what they do with closed circuit racers. I cannot wait to see more on that game. But huge shout out to everybody who hit the super chat tonight. Yo, thank you guys so much. Drawn JT, man, you absolutely blew my mind. Thank you guys so much for the support. Everybody in the chat, come to hang out with us. I definitely appreciate it. We are here live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe. There was a new subscriber today. Would love to see more. Definitely ready to put out more content for you guys. But for now, like a 40-year-old with a comb over, it is time to get those plugs in. And I am going to start with the original beta tester for the very first game ever created under the video game genre. Of course, it is Sir X-Man. Sir X-Man, it is your outro time. I know you like to stream, man. And I believe you are a panel member as well on some other show. I forget the name. Dude, you got to remind me. What's going on with you, bro?
Not much, just chilling. Fahim, we still like you, man. You still the man.
Still my bro, Fahim. Still my bro.
Yeah. Just Sir X-Man on Twitch. Sir X-Man 1 on Twitch. Sir X-Man on Twitter. Sir X-Man on Xbox. And whenever I can find time to play with my brand new Xbox One.
No, your Series X, sir.
Okay. Okay. Repeat, rewind. My Xbox Series.
There you go.
like he moved his bowels.
At least people can hear me. Thank you.
Oh,
low mic.
You sounded like the nerd hit him in the wrong spot.
All right, well.
But that's about it. Have fun, guys. Go play games. Enjoy what you got, and enjoy life. That's it,
brother. I am gonna play some games tonight, and I gotta get ready. I'm trying to make tomorrow my final day for moving. The internet is going into the new apartment tomorrow, so I want to have my computer, my Xbox, everything all put in there tomorrow.
So you say fuck putting together the bed, just put the Xbox together and you ready to go.
Bro, you got to remember, I'm a little. I grew up in the hood, man. Like, when it comes to my bed, it's a king size bed, but it's on the floor, bro. There's no bed frame. Screw the bed frame. It's how I live, man. Don't judge me.
Don't do that shit when you get
bed
older.
friends make
You'll
noise,
never
man.
get off the floor, bro.
Hey, bed friends make noise, man.
That's
Dude, I
right.
have no
Bed
problem
friends
getting out
Put
of my
that shit on the
bed.
floor.
No problem getting out of my bed whatsoever, man. I don't know. Maybe in a couple
That's
of
because
years.
you're young. Yeah, you ain't going through that.
They call
couple of
43
years.
young.
He
I
ain't
love
no
it.
McLovin.
I
Her
love it.
X-Men has to carry his catheter out of his bed.
Really, really dark. Really.
Yeah. Well, on that note, let's get to Dark Optimus, man. A surprise on the show, but you guys all know, next podcast we're family, and when it comes down to it, the door is always open. That's why I didn't restrict, his access to the next room on our Discord. But Dark, it's your outro, man. What do you gotta say, man? What are you gonna chime out with?
Yeah, man. I mean, you guys can find me on Dark Optimus. You can also find me on Xbox and PlayStation at the same. And Fahim, don't be talking about film, man, when you don't know shit. I'm just saying.
That's a good start. Come on now.
Hey, I got degrees to prove it. Okay, if you want me to show you my degree, I'll prove it. I don't give a fuck.
Older and dark.
Balls deep,
Nice, Dark. You said you didn't watch Doctor Strange yet?
I haven't seen it yet. No, I'm
strange.
wanting to. I want to see it, man, but I'm so fucking busy with work on weekends and fucking.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to
during
you
the
when
week.
you do see it, because
Yeah,
He's
man.
actually working in films.
I got two words for you when it comes to that movie: murder. That's all I gotta say.
Murder.
That's all I gotta say, bro.
I figured it's Sam Raimi, so
Murder.
I was like, it was funny when I heard people were like, "Oh, it's Sam Raimi. It's probably gonna." I'm like, "No, dude. If they said it was gonna be like and it's Sam Raimi, it's gonna be like motherfucking Evil Dead mixed with some fucking Army of Darkness, some shit. Like it's gonna be funny and horrific at the same time. So I know what I'm getting myself into.
Yo, Mega, he knows his shit, man. Anyway, let's get to my brother Predator. Yo, Pred, is it that time? You gonna promote that OnlyFans, man? It's your outro. What are you doing?
No, man, I'm going to Tampa next week, so no OnlyFans content this week for you guys. So I'll be out. I won't be in the show next week.
I just heard
my youngest
from
daughter.
Dark Optimus, man. I just want to let you know that.
I
I
know.
just heard him.
Yeah,
He's all right, man. He's all right. He says he's too busy to watch videos and movies and shit. So I give him a break. So
He's busy making them. That's why.
I just want to
watching my videos.
Swinging
That didn't give you time to go watch the movies. You'll be watching my porn. But I'll be in Tampa next week. When my youngest daughter's graduating from high school, so
congratulations!
Going down there, and I'm gonna finally take me a fucking vacation, because I've never had one in 20 years in the military. So I'm gonna take a couple of days off and sit at the beach and look at some bikinis and thongs and butt cheeks and shit.
Oh man, he's already looking for his next future ex-wife. This is amazing.
Can't disagree with that.
I'm excited for next month, man. Daddy's gonna have some content.
Oh yeah, baby.
Man, if you don't get the hell off of this show,
give it to me.
Yo, that was the quote of the night. The way he said it.
Taking the fucking mattress, I'm taking that shit and putting it on the floor.
You know what? I think I realized why Dark was gone so much.
Intrigued.
He needed time to get his sex changed. That's why he's been
Oh,
gone for so long.
wow.
Oh man, I wasn't gonna go there, but I mean, we're still friends. I mean, it doesn't matter if you don't have a penis anymore. I'm still your boy.
I just DJ now. Oh, did I say that wrong? Oh shit.
Wow.
Anyway, I see y'all 2 weeks.
Where the
So y'all have a good couple of weeks, and then get ready for this next Xbox show on the 12th. So
all right, so I'm gonna have to get somebody to fill in for Predator next week as we all talk shit about him because he's not here.
Yeah.
All right, guys, plan on it. Yo, work on your scripts, man. Shit you want to say about Predator while he's not on the show. All right, have that ready. My brother Crispy,
Big ass book.
My brother Crispy, man, you were a little.
Oh fuck.
You were a little. You were a little subdued tonight. You weren't going too crazy, man. Like you chimed in when you had to, you made your points, and then you're like, fuck it, yo. Everybody else take the rest of what I got, man. Dude, you are on multiple shows. Why don't you let people know where they can find you, where they can talk games, possibly play Gears with you? I don't know, man. What do you got for us, bro?
You talking about? I was like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
Yeah,
like, like come on.
See, yo, K Mega, we missed the fuck this shit. I'm out, man. We miss it, bro.
No. You never say it right. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Somebody grab that audio for me, by the way.
Well, apparently tonight. No, at Chris Bob on Twitter, Chris Bob 28 Xbox Live from a tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Breakfast with Boom. We got Retro Renegades Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Of course, you can find me on Primetime Gaming with Mr. Boomstick and Friends on 7 p.m. on Wednesday, and all of a sudden back here, but Primetime, but I have a problem with calling it prime time because it's like 8:15.
Yeah, so we don't get the prime time. We don't get that because like 8:15 is.
Okay. In bots brain, we call it the next podcast. Prime time.
Oh yeah.
8 p.m. Thursday.
Yes.
That's in bots brain, but. For me, I'm just like,
make a podcast.
He was calling me out for being late, and I'm like, I'm really not late, bro. I'm just saying.
Well, tomorrow,
like,
next week I'm not working either, so I'm gonna be in the Discord.
All right, so he's gonna be rolling early. So that's when when we start like at like 8:08 or like 8:09 or something like that. Like, trust me. We are on point. Bot is ready to roll. No, I love you guys, and this is awesome. I love the conversation, even with crap in here. Gotta say, he made sense. I'm sorry, but I also been saying this for a while, so I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'll give her sweat. Hey. You're gonna agree with me? I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? So, hypothetically, the best part of this show is we talk a lot of shit to each other, and that's what I enjoy. But we do it respectfully. Well, people don't.
Yeah,
Is that what you call that? Respect?
Yo,
fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yo, on that note, Dark Fahim says I missed the part where Optimus used to say, "Just checking in because I'm still a piece of garbage."
Garbage.
That's shit. I'm working on it, people. I'm working on it.
You need to work on it faster, K Mega. What are you doing over there, man?
Okay, well, that's why I'm gonna give my explanations. Okay, so I was with the
chance going. Come on.
I was with the Windows Insiders, and
oh, you're an insider now?
Damn. Yeah, well, I was an insider, but I had to get out of it, so I had to wipe everything. And if you remember me talking about that was the reason why I had a really big update, so it messed up everything. And then when I did GRG last week, the show was going in and out. It was just causing all types of problems. So we recorded the show. And, of course, a lot of people didn't know that there was another show going on or whatever. But so go check it out if you haven't. I had to I had to nuke my PC, man. I had to wipe it clean. So me and Yobi will fight night because the streaming was messed up. Hey, look, if Crispy can do it,
we don't care. Just say goodbye.
Why are you playing me, bro?
They doing you like you do me. What the fuck did I do? Now you know how I feel.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Wrap that shit up.
Come on, man. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? People do enjoy watching Fight Night, man. People ask me where happened to Fight Night. Hell, me and Yobi was having great.
Just tell him you were playing Elden Ring, dude.
So you want to play me in MK11 again, bro? Like, I mean, we could do that again.
Yeah, we could do that.
I'm much better than last time. Just to warn
That's
you.
fine. That's cool. That's
he
cool.
said he been doing that training. He got that.
I
No. Games that don't have.
Why is it that I can't get my? Can I finish anyway? So anyway, I got done, and so anyway,
No,
so
we don't want to
I'm
hear
trying
this
to get
shit. Just
everything
say
going.
goodbye. Hang up.
Well, listen, go and check out the GRG podcast tomorrow night. We will have we will only have like 3 topics because we're going to go in on those 3. But yeah, come and check us out, man. It's going to be wild. I'm going to get a lot of pushback. I had Ham Solo already tell me that he was coming for my throat.
Yo,
so
I was in that DM. Yo, guys, tomorrow you definitely got to check out this show. Yo, Ham going in, and you know, K Mega don't back down. So
yeah, it's all good. So come and check out the GRG podcast tomorrow, and Fight Night should be ready. Appreciate the Don helping me out with the OBS, and we're ready to go, man. So that Fight Night will be back better than ever. Let's go. All right, I'm done now.
Nice, bro. Nice. Yo. And again, yo, shout out to you guys in the chat, man. It was an absolute blast doing the show tonight, seeing all the comments, all the conversations as we were talking about the topics, seeing what you guys thought about them as well. All the jokes, all the entertainment. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. If you haven't subscribed yet, yo, definitely subscribe. We are here every Thursday, 8 p.m. Crispy. We're here 8 p.m.
I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take about 2 month break.
2 month break
from everything.
Huh?
You gonna take a 2 month break off for everything?
If I do that, I might be done. I might check out everything.
Yo, once you get used to that ordinary life, man.
Hell yeah, I get used to the ordinary life, laying up with the woman and shit. I might be done with everything. But anyway.
But guys, yo, definitely subscribe. I will be doing a live reaction June 12th. Come and hang out with me and whoever wants to join me on the panel for a live reaction for the Xbox Bethesda showcase. Yo, definitely, subscribe, hit that bell so this way you know when we go live. But until next week, guys, we will see you next week for the next podcast. Have a great night, everybody. No shenanigans? No shenanigans, huh?
I think we had enough shenanigans.
Yeah, we had enough. I gotta walk this mud of mine. She's looking like
you gonna let me go? The voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.